We should be live. We already got some comments rolling. I love it. I love to see everybody in here early. Okay. Come on a damn way. I wish I was home for this. I'll probably pop in and out. Of course, man. You know, I'll be on. I'll be having a couple beers and we'll be ripping some mock drafts. So you guys are having your drafts. You guys have already had your drafts. Whatever. We're fucking rolling. So hyped. So excited. Jared, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's fucking go. Mock draft season. Bush is in the middle of his home league draft right now, so I got to carry the show for tonight. And yeah, ready to get a mock draft started with you lads. Let's go. Let's fucking go draft tonight. Perfect prep for it. Absolutely, absolutely. So, well, we'll wait a couple minutes, get the stream link in or the draft link in here and draft link in the Discord. And first come, first serve, baby. What's popping? What's popping? Spicy hot. You ready for tomorrow night, man? That's gonna be a wild time, yeah. If you guys don't know, Spicy Hot's in the Listener League, and we actually have our draft tomorrow night at 9 p.m., so should get pretty spicy. Got Metzger in the chat. Let me do that real quick. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Big hype, big hype. Let me claim a spot, get this link set up. Just going to set it for a one quarterback, half PPR, and obviously if we do another one, I can ask you guys what's up with it, so... do 2 flexes, 4 bench spots. Yeah, should be good. And we should be set. Let me just get it in the Discord. If you guys aren't in the Discord, make sure you go click that. Link should be in the description of this live stream. And yeah, I just want to see as many people as possible in that Discord. There's currently about 375 people in there. And come on, join the community. Ball every freaking day over there. So let me pop that in. Here should be there. So if you guys want to get into that draft, just click into there, and we're already half full. So love to see everybody ready to roll. Let me share the screen. Yeah, random draft order. I just see that blue. What up? What up, Mono? Yo, what's up, Javon? Javon is back with the stacked lineups as always. You gotta share your team once you draft it. You're gonna end up with, like freaking Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara, Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, it's big meta. Random draft order again. Yeah, just gonna randomize. So we have one spot left here, and whoever hops in, randomize this, and boom. Let's hope they knock out Jake Paul. Yes, sir. Yeah, Tyron Woodley fights Jake Paul tonight, so that should be interesting. So I'll quickly go draft settings, draft order, randomize this bad boy, and we can get started. Begin draft. Perfect. And I have the 105, so let's go. First time I've been in one. Yeah, there you go. Got the lads popping. 15 of you strong in here thus far. Love to see it. I'm going to quickly post the link for the live stream in here as well. Just give me a second. Just so the Discord members know that what's popping. Alrighty. All right. NC General. Oh, I'm on the clock. My bad, y'all. Here, I'll actually change the draft timer. I forgot to do that, but I mean, Devontae Adams is going to be my pick. That's something I probably should have done. Fuck. Pause. Draft settings. We're not going to make a 4-hour timer. Me and Bush just do that for videos. Here. You guys should be able to resume. Sorry about that, Dark Knight. Here. I'll get to your comments in a second as well. Let me just... okay. You guys got the 110. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. I mean, you should be able to build a solid squad from there. For my team drafted already. Yeah, man. Share it, man. I'm down to always read the stack lineups you bring to the table. Travis Kelce at the 107 and a 10 team half PPR. Thoughts? I think that's a fine pick again in a 10 team. We actually had a comment about this explaining the differences between like 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 team. And the main premise of that would be in those like lower man leagues, you want the elite positional edges. So in an 8-team league, a guy like Travis Kelce is going to be really valuable. 10 team as well. Same with the quarterback. So those are my thoughts on it, which means I'm more willing to quote unquote reach or take early some of those positional edges because I know I can build out my depth at the running back and wide receiver positions later on in the draft because they're so plentiful. You get guys on the waivers every freaking time you need them. So, Kelsey at the 107 in a 10-team draft, I think is appropriate value because you could wrap around second round like a Stephon Diggs, Calvin Ridley, or one of those stud running backs. Gilbert says, who would you get in a full point PPR at the 106 pick? If Devontae Adams is there at the 106, I'm taking him every single time. He's personally my 5th overall ranked player. The only other players in fantasy I personally would go with over him would be Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara, and personally Ezekiel, because I do see a path to 20-plus point ceiling with him. So, but Devontae Adams, I mean, you know what you're getting with him. You're getting 22, 23 points per game, 16 to 18 touchdowns if he plays a season with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he is just absolute dynamite. And the way I've always viewed it is the reason why I'm so willing to take wide receiver early is because the CMC team's always going to be at an inherent advantage compared to the rest of the league if everybody just takes running back in the first round. So if you're at the 108 and you take like Nick Chubb, you're going to have to make up 9 points per game between your RB1 versus the CMC team's RB1. So that's kind of how I view it. If I'm in that middle to late first round, I like going with the elite wide receivers because I can build up a part of my team that the CMC team can't draft. So looking at the board here, no running backs I like. George Kittle, Darren Waller. I also like the wide receivers. I never go with DK Metcalf. I'll spice it up and go with him this time. Antonio Gibson almost fell back to me, and that would have been an insta pick for me. Aaron Jones and Najee is nasty. Yeah, I mean, that's a very good start there at the 12 spot. I like that, especially in a half PPR too. Both those guys should catch passes. Gibson, Kelsey, A-Rob, or CH, Diggs, and Andrews. So let me take a look. As much as I love Diggs, I'm going with the Gibson, Kelsey, A-Rob side. Gibson's my 12th overall player. Kelsey's also a top 7 player for me. And I'm inherently lower on CH as well. So I will go with the Gibson side there. I picked 5th in my 12-man league, and I'm thinking on Zeke at the 5 spot. Is that too high? I wouldn't, man. I wouldn't think that's too high. He's my 4th overall ranked player. I think he's got the ceiling to be able to return value on that. Talking about double-digit touchdown upside, I think he can flirt with 16 to 20 total touchdowns. And you're talking about a guy that was averaging 6.4 receptions per game in the time frame that Dak was in the lineup. So I like it. I'm fine with it. So don't think it's too early. Again, if you want to go Zeke, you want to go Adams, I'm fine with either of those guys at the 5 spot. Just seeing what's left here. Kittle's a good pick too. Oh, Waller's there. Okay. I might get Kittle. Let's see you guys rolling in the chat. 27 of you in yet. Let's see the comments rolling. I'm ready. Yeah, as much as I love Kittle here, I think I have to make DeAndre Swift the pick. Listen, he's my last next tier running back left available. So able to start Adams, Metcalf, and DeAndre Swift. I'm happy with that start if you're at the 5 slot. And Kittle's a fantastic value, by the way, at the 3-7. It was honestly between Metcalf and Swift and Kittle. But if I had gotten Gibson in the second round, I would have taken the tight end. How will JK's injury affect or hurt him in the future? So I actually watched a breakdown from Dr. Jesse Morse. If you haven't already checked him, check out the Fantasy Doctors on YouTube. But he basically said the way he tore his ACL is different from a lot of people. Because basically, if you guys know how the knee works, how the ACL, it's compact, right? So you got your ACL, the inner is your MCL, the outer is your LCL, and the behind the knee is the PCL. And basically, typically, once you see structural damage in the ACL, it's normally just the ACL, or like bad cases like Saquon Barkley, it would be the ACL and the MCL. But the way he explained it is the way he got hit, it actually messed up with his LCL, which is more significant, more severe than if it were to just be remaining the ACL or the MCL. The way he described it is basically most of the time when people tear their knee, it happens in a non-contact fashion. But because J.K. Dobbins suffered the torn ACL through contact through his LCL, he's a little bit more worried about it than is as if it was just a normal ACL tear. So something to monitor, something I'm obviously praying for him for, because you guys know how high we were on J.K. Dobbins on the channel. So thoughts and prayers with him. And talking about Gus Edwards, is probably a fringe top 20 or so running back. The pass catching is probably going to limit him. If anything, this is just more of a wheels up situation for Lamar Jackson in terms of his potential rushing volume he should see in the red zone area now. So, those are my thoughts. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to leave them. Any Superflex advice? The main thing I like in a Superflex is being able to spot when the runs are going to happen. So you don't necessarily want to just take a guy to take a guy. You want to say, okay, listen, if Dak Prescott's my last ranked quarterback and he's here at the beginning of the second round, I'll take him here. But typically speaking, in a Superflex league, I want two guys that I am comfortable with starting on a week-to-week basis. So two top 16, top 17 or so guys. So that's how I view the super flex. And again, if you can get that anchor quarterback without suffering too much of a disadvantage at the running back or wide receiver position in the first or second round, that's kind of how I would view it. But we can do a super flex mock after this if you'd like, and I could get the invite link in here. So we'll do that. Smash the like. Yeah, if you guys are watching this 35 in you, I want to see 35 likes on this live stream. Again, love y'all and love seeing the support. I mean, we've gone up nearly 300 subscribers in the past 2 days. FSC to the freaking moon, stonks to the moon, and love you guys for that. Yeah, like our strategy video a few days ago is at about 20K views from you guys. So really respect that. And just too early. Yeah, I mean that's a bit too early. Yeah, I agree with you there. A 12-team PPR dynasty, is Laviska over Sutton true? I personally would like Laviska because I like the upside associated with him. But again, I think Sutton's a fine pick in his own right. He's still a young player, should experience a quarterback upgrade. I just kind of like Laviska Shenault tethered to Trevor Lawrence, still 22 years old. So I personally would go with Viska, but again, they're probably a similar tier in that eighth round area or so in your drafts. Get me in the mix. Yeah, Flet, you got to hop in, brother. Come on. You know we're getting bigger now. You gotta be ready. You gotta be ready on the whistle. Oh, I am on the clock. Sorry about that, y'all. Wide receiver, Julio Jones. I mean, I'm going to go Pitts here. Get the elite positional advantage at the tight end position. Isaiah, that'd be sick. Thanks, Ball. Yeah, anytime, man. Anytime. Again, doing this for y'all, so having a good time. Here, let me crack this open too. Spicy. Let's go. Oh, the quarterback run's happening now. Okay. What do you think of Robinson there? I think that's a fine pick, honestly. It kind of depends. I think he's a safe top 15 to 16 type of running back. Now, do I think he's going to equal an 85% opportunity share like he did last year? No, they brought in Carlos Hyde. I think Laviska Shenault's going to get more used in the capacity than he was last year. However, I mean, if you're getting him in the fourth round, this is typically a guy you'll see push up the board to that early third, mid third area. So I think 406 a pretty fair valuation on James Robinson. He's currently about a back end fourth player for me, but as you guys know, I'm very heavy on the wide receiver position. So I think it's a fine value there. In a half PPR league, would you take Najee, Gibson, or Austin Eckler? I personally, in a half PPR, would rank those guys Gibson, Najee, Eckler in that order because I do, as much as I love Austin Eckler, he's more obviously valuable in a PPR. It's just the touchdown upside I see with him. I don't necessarily think he's going to get the full red zone usage comparatively to those two other workhorses. So splitting hairs, but that's how I do it. Gibson, Najee, Eckler. And I'm back on the clock here. Wide receiver, I mean, Chase Claypool, rinse and repeat. I love how you guys, I could tell the FSC truthers here because all of my guys are like Ayuk, Johnson, Higgins, Julio, like all of you guys just stacking up on the FSC lads. So love to see it. Almost took him over Monty, but I was trying to play the ADP game. Yeah, I mean that's a fine pick, honestly. They are close for me. I have Monty ahead of them, but they're probably around similar tier there. Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, Chris Carson, Devontae Adams. Is that your team, Javon? Oh, yeah, it's Javon. That's your team. Jeez, okay. All right, I like what you're doing there, brother. Go win that championship. Swift or CEH in full PPR. This is Swift for me. It's just a talent discrepancy. Listen, people are going to talk about the situation with the Chiefs, but at the same time, they don't run the ball in the red zone. And when they did, CEH got 6 of his 9 total inside the 5 carries in that first game of the year. So what I get from that is that not that they think he's bad, or actually, that's what I was going to say. I think they saw he was ineffective in that area last year and typically brought in Le'Veon Bell, used other backs in that capacity because they knew he was not adept at getting the job done. So we'll have more information on him, especially this week. I think Bush is going to have him on our bust video. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, This upcoming week, if you guys aren't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe for it because we legitimately have 2 videos planned out per day, and we're gonna mix in some mock drafts in there, so don't miss out. Would you rather have Waddle or Pittman in a full PPR? I'll take Jalen Waddle there, pleb. I like Pittman. It's just the studies about the sophomore or the rookie face planners. I would just rather just take a shot on a guy like Jalen Waddle, second wide receiver in that offense, full downfield potential, and sixth overall pick. So I personally would take the shot on a Jalen Waddle there. Lamar in the late fourth. Yeah, that's honestly that's not bad. Like genuinely, like I'm fine with taking the quarterbacks early because I do think they offer you a significant edge this year. Talking about the top 5 in particular, a little bit early for me on Brady there, but if you like him, then whatever. True and Dak, I feel like it's a break. I like it, man. Honestly, Dak's my quarterback too. Call me biased. You see the jersey in the background. I think he's going to throw for 5K and 45 touchdowns this year. It's full ready to go for week 1. Jerry Jones already come out and said he's ready to go if a game was tomorrow. So we'll see. But yeah, 5'9". You're getting Dak there. You have those 2 stud wide receivers in particular. I'm fine with the pick there. FSC Hero RB upside season. Of course, man. Of course. Hero RB is the FSC staple at this point. Let me just look at the board real quick. Wide receiver. I like these guys. Let me just take a look at running back. Nobody that really intrigues me. If Javonte Williams had fallen, that would have been a pick. But I'm going to go with Devonta Smith. Get my 4th wide receiver. And that's a traditional Danny draft if I've ever seen one. How do you see with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase? I personally have Higgins ranked higher. I still think both are going to ball out. It's just I think the range of outcomes for Jamar Chase is a little wider because there is a scenario where he is rusty. He's coming off 2 years of not playing football. He's not the best separator in the world. So we'll see how he adjusts the NFL. But I think both are stud talents. It's just I've seen T. Higgins do it. So I will take T. Higgins. I think both have top 10 or so upside this year. So that offense could be really fun. Brady or Rodgers quick. I need to know by my next pick. I mean, I would have gone personally Rodgers, but I think it's a fine pick. I mean, Brady, I talked about it with Dak, 4,500, 5,000 yards, 45 touchdowns. So I don't mind it. Deontay Johnson or Ayuk. I currently have Ayuk 3 spots higher. And I know that might sound like a hot take, but I love both players. Just when I watch Ayuk play, when I see Ayuk, the way he performed last year as a rookie, the potential with Trey Lance potentially entering the fray of this offense, I think Brandon Ayuk could legitimately be a 1,200-yard, 10-touchdown type of wide receiver. High 80th percentile against man and press last year. I mean, he was a Matt Harmon reception perception darling last year. So this is an elite separator at the wide receiver position who was kind of touted as this raw rookie and just stepped up and performed. So he was a wide receiver 1 down the stretch last year. I wouldn't be shocked if he was able to equate what he was doing at the end of the year last year. You should rank the top 3 teams in the mock after. Yeah, I can definitely go through them and give my input and my thoughts on them. I'm actually about to be back on the clock. Leo, that is not nice. And there's no other running backs that I even worry about here. So I'll take wide receiver. Look at that running back run right there. I would have taken any of those guys. Let me just see wide receiver. Yeah, Will Fuller, best available player. So I'm pretty happy with that. I built out my whole core. Just kind of need a quarterback and a running back, and I should be set here. I also have T. Higgins. Yeah, T. Higgins is a baller. I took Thomas in the 8th round, a little bit early on my personal opinion, but again, like if you're shooting for upside, I just don't necessarily think he's going to be fully ready to go by week 7, week 8. And at that point, I'd rather just maybe trade for him later if I'm going to do that at all. Pick Brandon Ayuk over T. Higgins in a semi-redraft. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I love both those guys. Currently, my wide receivers 18 and 19 respectively. So we'll get back to Brian, but we actually got a super chat from Oscar the Grouch. Appreciate you a ton. He says, should I be worried if I have Ridley and Pitts? And I personally wouldn't. Again, this is going to be a super centralized offense between those 2 players in terms of receiving targets. Listen, Calvin Ridley, I expect to be on the verge of 160, 170 targets this year. He's a locked and loaded top 5 wide receiver for me. And with Kyle Pitts, I mean, this is a guy that they have not shut up about all camp. I think he's going to be able to garner 105, 115 type of target share. And if he's doing that, the talent that he has, the opportunity he's going to have being used all over the formation, I think he can absolutely return on his 4th, 5th round type of value. And if Kyle Pitts hits his ceiling this year, we could be looking at him in that Darren Waller, in that George Kittle 2-3 turn type of area going into next year's draft. So no, I don't think I personally wouldn't be worried if I have both those on the same team. Who is your last quarterback to be drafted before you punt the position in drafts? A guy that I really like and I'm really targeting if I miss out on the top guys, and the guy I'm fully comfortable with being my single standalone quarterback would be a Ryan Tannehill type. If Ryan Tannehill falls to me in like the 9th round area, I take him if I don't get one of those top guys. And if he doesn't, then I start to shift towards pairing a good young upside rookie with a guy like Kirk Cousins. Because Kirk Cousins, first 7 games of the season, absolute money in terms of scheduling. And you could take the upside of the rushing that a Justin Fields, a Trey Lance, even a Trevor Lawrence to a degree bring you later in your draft. So that's kind of how I attack the position if I miss out on a guy I'm fully comfortable with as my standalone number 1 quarterback. Who should I take at 1 in a Superflex? Even in a Superflex redraft, it's going to be Christian McCaffrey for me. I would rather Christian McCaffrey and like, I don't know, Ryan Tannehill as opposed to Patrick Mahomes and like Chris Carson. So that's how I view it. Clear pick, right? Yeah, I absolutely agree. I mean, Trey Sermon is a baller, so you got a good value on him there. Hey, great to catch you live. Thoughts on Conklin with Irv out? You're very high on Irv. Does this transfer to his replacement? Thanks. It more so just kind of shifts the target share, in my opinion, to guys like Dalvin Cook, to guys like Justin Jefferson, to guys like Adam Thielen. I don't necessarily believe it's going to be a next man up type of situation. And I kind of talked about that on the vacated production video where I said, people just say, oh, this guy's out. That means this guy's going to absolutely step out. I don't necessarily believe that coaches think that to be the case. Could he have a good usage, efficiency, red zone role in this team? Absolutely. But I'm personally not targeting Conklin. And I'm back on the clock here. And half PPR, I'm fine with getting Ronald Jones here as my RB2 in the 8th round. I think he's kind of like one of the last guys, him, Moss, Connor, Dillon type that I'm comfortable with taking in these first 10 rounds. So I think it's a little bit of a drop-off after him. Not at all, Oscar. I agree with you, Spicy Hot. Thoughts on who to take at 1 in a Superflex? Yeah, okay, I answered that. Selly here. Injuries are destroying the wide receiver core, and Dobbins going down will secure more dumps for Andrews. Huge volume touchdown upside coming. Yeah, I mean, I definitely could see that. I think Mark Andrews is a top 5 tight end. I just personally wouldn't be able to bite the bullet over guys like Amari Cooper, Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, guys like that. But if you have your guy, man, like even honestly, if you switched Evans and Andrews, I would be a bigger fan because I actually think you got a really good value there on Mike Evans. Hindsight, I definitely should have waited one more round for Brady. Yeah, but I mean, you couldn't have known. But overall, yeah, you're solid there. How do you think Aaron Rodgers will do with Randall Cobb back? I think Aaron Rodgers is a baller. I mean, the only thing in fantasy that kind of limits his ceiling is his rushing upside. But talking about a really good weapons core, the offensive line's kind of concerning with Bakhtiari scheduled to miss time and Corey Linsley out. But it's Aaron freaking Rodgers. This is one of the most talented quarterbacks I have ever watched. And we should expect 45 touchdowns, 4,500 yards from him. I absolutely think that to be the case yet again. What are your thoughts on Amari Cooper? He's actually a top 12 wide receiver for me right now. I personally think that this Dallas Cowboys offense in terms of usage, in terms of volume, in terms of efficiency is going to be able to support 2 really stud wide receivers with both CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. And again, don't sleep on a guy like Michael Gallup. I think he could be a fine wide receiver 4 or 5 type for you in like that eighth round or so. So those are my thoughts. Speaking of, is he available? Yeah, I mean, I'll take him here just to prove that I'm not just a man against my word there. Backing off of Omar's question, pick 104 quarterback or running back. I would want to know who the top 4 picks are. If I can get my hands on McCaffrey, Cook, or Kamara, I'm personally taking them over the quarterback position. Would you always start Tunyon over Tyler Higbee? I'd play matchups with those guys, but again, if I can expect a really good high-paced matchup with the Green Bay Packers, there's no way I can sit Robert Tunyon given his level of reliance with Aaron Rodgers in terms of the red zone. I mean, this is a guy who scored a touchdown in over 20% of his targets last year. You heard that correctly. So I'm fine with it. Omid, Joe Mixon at the flex. I mean, like if you're getting him as your flex, I think that's fine. I just kind of want to know where you take him because if you're getting him in the 3rd round, which is probably what you're insinuating, I'm fine with him there. I just probably wouldn't take him anywhere in the mid-second or earlier personally. 10-team half PPR with 9th pick. Who would be your ideal picks at 9 and 12 if the board fell correctly? Well, for starters, if Devontae Adams somehow falls to me at 9, I am absolutely taking him. No questions asked. not thinking twice about it. And at the 12 spot, I'm just looking at pairing maybe an elite wide receiver, like if Tyreek or Diggs falls, with a potential league winning type of upside running back like an Antonio Gibson. So that's kind of how I would attack those spots. What a time to be alive. Absolutely, Byron. We are live. Let's go. We're live. 57 of you in here. Mod. Let's go. Keenan Allen equals wide receiver 1. He's currently a top 7 ranked wide receiver for me. So I do think so. Yes. Week 1 streaming defense, Broncos at Giants or Vikings at Cincy. I would go with the Broncos there. The Giants are an absolute fucking dumpster fire. And we got Bushy Boy. Oh, following his draft. He's live. We got over 50 people in here right now.
Not bad. We're pulling a crowd. You'd love to see it.
Absolutely. How'd the draft go?
It went really well, man. I really love my team.
I heard those first 2 picks. Mod.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so this is how my team turned out. My starting quarterback is Tom Brady. I also took Justin Fields late, stashed him on my bench. I got Antonio Gibson, DeAndre Swift as my top 2 running backs. My wide receiver 3 stack. It's a 3 wide receiver start. Devontae Adams, T. Higgins, Robbie Anderson. I got Noah Fant at tight end. Chase Claypool as my first flex. I got Javonte Williams as my second flex. And then on my bench, I got Rashad Bateman, Justin Fields, Rondell Moore, Nico Collins, Demarcus Robinson, and David Johnson.
Yeah, that's just insane.
Yeah.
So let's get back here. Y'all like Zeke or Kamara? I have Kamara higher, and Bush does as well.
Yeah,
Bush,
I have Kamara like way
right?
higher.
Yeah, Kamara's your 102 now, no?
Yeah, he's my 102. Yeah. Any kind of PPR format, I would take him over Dalvin Cook.
Facts. Kelsey, Adams, Elliott, 6th pick in full PPR. I personally would. Elliott and Adams is so fucking close for me. And full PPR, if you want to go Adams, I
would go with Adams in full PPR for sure. I would go Adams regardless, but definitely in full PPR.
In half PPR, I'd probably go Zeke. How do you see Miles Sanders and Chase Edmonds this season full PPR? I mean, where they're currently going, I don't think it's too atrocious, but
he went to 411 in my league that I just drafted.
Sanders?
Yeah. Chase Edmonds actually fell to the 8th round. So it wasn't actually terrible, but I mean, neither guy is one that I'm excited to draft because I just like the wide receivers a lot better in that range, but they're not terrible if they fall to you at a value, I suppose.
Yeah, facts.
I got some pizza ready. I'll be back in a sec.
Go for it. I'm going to get through a couple more of these. 10-team PPR first pick. Would you pick who would you pick 2nd and 3rd round? I would either go wide receiver, or wide receiver and one of the anchor tight ends, given the value that I usually see. Now, if an Antonio Gibson falls to you take him. But typically you're looking at, for example, in this draft, like a Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Dave Montgomery, DeAndre Swift. In that scenario, I personally would double down like Metzger did, like a Jefferson and McLaurin, or a Jefferson and if Waller had fallen, or Kittle there. So that's how I personally view it. Triple Jets back to back. Hey, I'm a Jets truther here, so I don't mind it at all there. Are you guys still big on Carter without the preseason usage? I have cooled off a bit.
He went in the mid 9th round in my league. So at that price, I'm still big on Carter, but if he's still the 6th, 7th round pick that he was before that preseason usage, no, I'm not big on Carter anymore. But I imagine it's affected his ADP to a good degree, like 8th, 9th round, 10th round sometimes is where you're going to be getting him. And I think he's worth the risk at that point. But I also think Ty Johnson's probably not a bad 15th round pick in your leagues as well.
Yeah, no, I agree there. What's up, baby? Javon, let's go. He sent this team earlier, too. Of course, it's dominant. Where do you have Herbert ranked? I drafted him in a partial redraft. He's currently my quarterback 6 or 7. I think he's my quarterback 6 right now.
I don't know what a partial redraft is, but if it has any dynasty element, then that's good for Herbert.
Yeah, absolutely. 10-team 5th pick non-PPR. Would you pick Adams over Henry, and why? In a non-PPR? So standard league. If that's the case, then I'll
take Derrick Henry.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take Derrick Henry in a standard league there. And I do see my quarterbacks go off the board, unfortunately. I still got a couple guys I'm calm with here, so I will take a running back. Is Nyheim Hines available? Oh, okay, spicy hot. I see how you're working.
What kind of mock draft is this?
Just a standard half PPR. I was kind of just chilling.
True.
Hey, is that not the most Danny looking team you've ever seen?
What do you got? Yeah, it's pretty lad looking.
I spice it up. I usually would go Keenan or AJ Brown there, but I'm like, fuck it, let's go with a DK. Why not? What does this year look like for Trey Sermon? I really like Trey Sermon. Again, the usage in the red zone is the main allure of him. We've seen even when Raheem Mostert's been healthy, Jeff Wilson's kind of taken that role over the past couple of years. And Trey Sermon, bigger back, 230 pounds, has already been contributing on all levels of the field in the preseason. I do think that we could see a scenario where even in a partial type of committee, quote unquote, he can return top 20 or so value. So at his current price tag, like 7th, 8th round, I'm willing to take him there because that's just about getting out of the dead zone. Just get my no. I talked about it, Jared. I said I would take the Broncos against the Giants. I didn't skip it. Come on.
What week 1 defense questions?
Yeah, he asked Broncos versus Giants or Vikings versus Bengals, and I said Broncos versus Giants because the Giants are a fucking dumpster fire. Who's your top 3 quarterbacks? So for me personally, it goes Mahomes, Dak, Jackson. For Bush, it's what? Lamar, Mahomes.
I have Lamar at 2 now since the Bateman news happened. I mean, he's pretty close now with the Dobbins news. Maybe he gets a bit more of an uptick in the running game, but either way you slice it, it's I have Mahomes 1, Lamar 2, and I have Josh Allen 3.
I don't mind it. Yeah. Ridley, Jefferson, Metcalf, Terry, AJ Brown. Okay. Me personally, Ridley's a tier above everybody else here, in my opinion. So I go Ridley, AJ Brown, Justin Jefferson, TK Metcalf, and Terry McLaurin. I'm assuming the only difference for you.
The same order I have too. I have.
I'll tell you, Metcalf higher.
I have AJ Brown in the same tier as Ridley though.
Oh, fair. You move him up?
No, I have those top 3 guys in a tier with Adams, Hill, and Diggs, and then I moved Ridley down a tier. So I have Ridley, who do I have 5? Hopkins, Keenan Allen, and AJ Brown in my 3rd tier or 2nd tier.
Must have spaced out. Yeah, you're good, bro. Oh, hey. Oh, Arnie Palmy. Hey. Oh. Bushy boy. Classic. Non-PPR, y'all like Kamara or Henry? Honestly, like trying to even grasp that question right now is just so hard to imagine because like you're looking full total touchdowns and total yardage. You don't even care about the receptions.
I would take Henry in a standard league.
That's where I'm at as well. But like, yeah, it's harder to kind of visualize. At the 11th spot, I'm eyeballing Harris and then Gibson at the turn. Thoughts half PPR. That's absolute money if you can do that. That's absolute money. How is MTL? Oh, talk about MTL, bushy boy.
I got rinsed at the casino. That's basically what happened.
Yeah, and then me a few days ago won 200. So I need to go with you. Maybe I'll give you some.
Yeah,
luck.
Dude. My buddy won like $2,000 at the casino. Like I'm not even kidding. Like 2,000. Amir.
Which one? Amir?
Yeah.
What was he playing?
Roulette.
Jesus.
He was hit. Dude, the guy was literally throwing like 100 down on red, and then he would just go, "Yeah, I'm gonna go 25 or 50 in between 4 numbers," and he was just hitting them constantly. It was insane. It was actually the most like lucky gambling I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, facts. If you could choose between Aaron Rodgers with Devontae Adams or Russell Wilson with DK Metcalf, give me Rodgers and Adams any day there, Javon. Item out. Thanks, boys, and good luck, everyone. Nice seeing you, Byron. Thank you for tuning in. So a viewer wanted us to kind of go over the teams and pick our favorites. So I really like what Metzger did here at the 1 spot, really pounding that wide receiver early, getting the quarterback advantage here. I think that's a solid team. I probably personally would have, honestly, with Kyler Murray, as like if you just gone a wide receiver here, like if you had gone Myers, probably would have liked it a little bit more. But aside from that, I mean, there's hard to complain. I think that's a good team.
I love Leo's team.
Yeah. I personally would have gone wide
Zeke,
receiver
Waller, Montgomery. I probably would have gone Swift, but with the groin injury, it's kind of a toss up. You could go with Montgomery in that situation. By the way, if you guys are curious about the groin injury, I'm going to be talking about Swift in tomorrow's video, so I'll go a little bit more in depth on it. I basically went back and I looked over what all the fantasy doctors have been saying because I really wasn't sure what they were saying about DeAndre Swift at the time. A lot of them don't sound concerned. It sounds like exactly what Montgomery had last year, and he missed 0 games with it, is what Swift has now. And it seems like they've been like cautious with it so far.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, the only thing I would say here is like maybe at the Dillon spot going to wide receiver, but aside from that, I mean, I think he did a good job there at the 104. I like what Spicy Hot did as well. Just one too many running backs in this range here. again, my main critique's just going to be taking more wide receivers for the most part. Yeah. So overall, that's kind of what I think there. I'm out. See you. Love you. Nice seeing you, Javon. Glad to see you back in the fray. What running back should I target in the third if I go wide receiver in a 10-team PPR? I think Swift's a good target.
Swift, Montgomery, and James Robinson are probably the three I would say that you want to target with that pick. I would have said Dobbins, but rip.
I mean, I personally would wait more on Robinson and Monty. Like I would want to get them in the fourth personally.
Really? I still like, and it's going to depend what wide receivers are on the board. Obviously, I'm not going to take David Montgomery over CeeDee Lamb. I'm not going to take him over Terry McLaurin. But if you're Mike Evans versus David Montgomery and you need a running back, I'm cool with going Montgomery there.
Absolutely. Jamal Williams for the win. Yeah, facts. Sorry, guys. I think oh shit. Let me get the flat. I almost skipped you. Just remind me to send you how my home league went. Yeah. I was helping him drop this home league. That shit was fire. Sorry, guys. I think I smoked you. Which team are you, Raven? Yeah. By the way, Isaiah asked for a Superflex mock, so we'll mix that into the rotation right now.
Yeah. We'll Oh, do you want a Superflex mock now?
Yeah. He was asking if we could just do that in the live. What's your
I was actually going to do one next week, but we can do it live too now.
Do both. Football from a different source. Who do I draft at 19? That is fully dependent on who is available for you, brother, because I have no clue what your board's looking at. Like, what if Christian McCaffrey fell to get the 19? I don't know. All jokes aside, but yeah.
I'd say most likely the best case scenario for you at 19 is one of those Gibson, Jonathan Taylor, Najee Harris running backs falls, or you're looking at a Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Hopkins situation at 19. Yeah. So I would say that's probably what you're most likely looking at. But again, you could have, better guys in that fall.
Yeah, that's fair. 5.25. Arnie Palmy knows. Oh,
yeah.
The tight end setup of Fant for Dynasty, considering both of them have injuries at this. I'm fine with Fant as my tight end one in Dynasty. I think he's going to be absolute fine.
What I just drafted Fant in my home league draft just now, so I am not concerned about what I read about Fant's injury is that he's expected to play week 1. It doesn't sound super concerning. Like, I don't know. Well, I'll have to do some more, looking into it, but it didn't sound like something that it was overly concerning to me.
Beachfront real estate? What?
Yeah, beachfront real estate is right.
Oh yeah, Selly. Yeah, I mean, aside from too early on Andrews,
I Mixon and Andrews picks are a little.
Yeah, Mixon too. Like if you had substituted Mixon with Gibson and taken like a wide receiver instead of Andrews and maybe gotten Andrews at this pick, like.
I think with Andrews and Hawkinson, I'm going to need – is this a tight end premium of any kind? Because the tight ends look to be flying off the board here. I think with Hawkinson, Andrews, I need to get them like in the late 5th area. I'm okay taking Pitts in the early 5th, late 4th, but I won't take Hawkinson and Andrews early for sure.
Absolutely. Isaiah knows. Yes, sir.
Are the starters playing in this game right now?
I'm not even watching it, bro. Who's playing?
I just saw John Johnson tackle somebody, so I think the starters are playing.
Najee Harris RB2? Yeah, dude, if you can get him as your RB2, you're set. Speaking of RB2, actually,
Amir just took him RB2 overall, so.
Dylan showed me. It's fucking
wild. I mean, he told me he was going to do it. He's like, he had conviction about Kamara and Cook. He's like, I don't believe in him. I'm like, all right. It's kind of a dumb idea, but go ahead.
My team is weak at wide receiver, but I like my mock. Which one are you, Hunter? Oh, I'm assuming it's just going to say Hunter, right? No, it doesn't. Okay, let me know there. You have the 4th pick and took CMC. Who are you taking? And I have a feeling Danny will say Zeke. Yeah, I mean, if it's full PPR, you can take Adams, and a half PPR, I'd take Zeke there.
And half PPR, I'll take Barkley.
Yeah. Can you comment on Treblig? Yeah, okay, so Treblig. Wide receiver start. Don't like the running backs. I'm going to be honest. If I could have gotten if you had taken,
I would have taken Robinson over Carson personally.
Yeah, if you had taken Robinson there and gone wide receiver here, I would have been more happy with that. But I like the wide receiver core that you built regardless. And Dak Prescott, the 509 there, ending that tier, I think is a good pick. So that's good recognition saying, okay, listen, Dak Prescott's the last person of that 5-man tier. So typically speaking, you want to snipe that end of the tier to make sure you're getting an advantage over the rest of people that end up taking quarterbacks. Okay, thanks. No problem. Football. Goats, yes, sir. I took Henry non-PPR. Yeah, I mean, that's a fine pick.
Yeah, in a standard league, I wouldn't fault anybody for taking Henry 2nd overall.
Yep. Canadians talking American football, always fun. Yes, sir. I mean, hey, we live and die by football over here too. I have Henderson, Fournette, Connor, and Madison available to trade. What's the best wide receiver you think I can get for a combination of those guys? I would try to sell Henderson for a very solid wide receiver.
I think you
too.
could try and get like a T. Higgins for Henderson.
I would smash that if I were you.
Yeah.
I like Phantom Broncos D. Yep, I agree there. Which back end of the draft team do you like the most in this mock? Back end is always where I struggle. So, in terms of these back end teams,
I think the turn, whoever picked 12 there, I really like what outside of Gaskin in the 5th round, I like the first 4 picks, especially Aaron Jones, Najee Harris, Cooper Kupp, and Amari Cooper. I think those were phenomenal picks there. And I mean, even Beckham at the 6-1's fine. I probably just would have went Judy and Beckham there.
Yeah, I think I like Jared too. The only thing I would probably say is just too early on Brady and Carter. But aside from that, I like the overall core you're able to build here. Got value on Barkley, Diggs, Godwin, good start at the wide receiver position. Diggs at the 2-3 is just absolutely stealing. I like what's there. And in terms of here,
I think I like what Daniel. I think I like what Daniel did the best on the turn pick for sure.
Yeah, I agree here. I'm not a fan of Chubb. Kind of lower on Woods and more, so not my favorite, but that's personal preference. Gaskin's a dead zone running back in the middle round. Yep, Gaskin is the definition.
To me, he's quite literally the definition of the RB dead zone. Like as soon as somebody says the RB dead zone, I think of Myles Gaskin.
I think of Gaskin.
I think of Henderson and Myles Gaskin. Those are the 2 guys I think of right away.
Mm-hmm. Banter Pitts, give me Pitts there, Mac. Now Baxter Allen. So we'll take a quick look. Henry, Hopkins, Kittle, Robinson, Jacobs. Too many running backs in the first 5 rounds. You need a wide receiver here, in my opinion. If you had gone like Odell, Judy, someone like that at the Josh Jacobs pick, and then just pounded wide receivers for the rest of the draft after starting Henry, Robinson in your first 4 rounds.
Jacobs at the 5-7. I can't really blame you for that. I think that's pretty good value on Jacobs. If you're gonna take Josh Jacobs, getting him outside of the first 4 rounds is not like, I can't fault anybody for that, but I just personally would rather take and I guess he kind of did miss a big tier of wide receivers. There was no Ayuk, there was no Higgins, there was no Claypool there. I don't hate the Jacobs pick. I'll go a little easier on him.
Fair. A lot of starters were out there. Pitts even had a nice catch and run. Yeah, absolutely love to see it when I have him in this mock. But
I didn't even see Pitts out there. I thought the Browns and Falcons haven't played any of their starters at all the whole preseason, so I figured they wouldn't play their starters at all.
That's fair. And he says Gaskin's nice. I mean, Gaskin's a fine player, but the problem with him is the reason why people love him in fantasy is because they're trying to project workload. And what we've been saying all offseason is that the most inefficient thing we do as fantasy football players, aside from these like tops, clear stud running backs, is projecting workloads for these fringe guys. So guys like Myles Gaskin,
we get progressively worse at projecting workloads for running backs as the rounds of ADP go along. Like you can see there's the graph that we've put up a couple times where running backs and wide receivers are quite similar in terms of how accurate we are about them in the first like 3 rounds or so. But once we get to rounds 4, 5, 6, where we're drafting guys like Darrell Henderson and Myles Gaskin and guys like this, that we are projecting a workload onto them because it seems like they're the starter. It seems like they're going to get the prime carries and touches on the team. They're simply not good enough players to command that kind of workload.
Yep, absolutely. So I'll set up the next mock, and again, we could keep taking questions, but I just want to make sure we got something going for y'all in the meantime. So let me just go here.
I'll rip some questions while you're doing that. Okay, where's the last one that you went up? Okay. I want Kyler on my roster. I'm at the 11th spot, knowing he won't get back to me in the 5th. I'm probably grabbing him at the turn in the 4th early. I know I want him on my team. I mean, it's a little early for me on Kyler Murray, but I think that's probably about the value that you're looking at in terms of how much he's going to mean to your team. For any of those quarterbacks, though, Kyler, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, I would prefer to get them in round 5 if I can. But if you want to take them in the early 4th round, I don't think it's a terrible pick.
Yep, absolutely agree there. So I sent the link. Let me just also put it in the comment section. Oh, here, you need it too. Let me just quickly give it to you, actually.
Yeah. Oh, I already commented on this. Yeah, Daniel, I really liked what you did.
Get on this real quick, Bush, and I'll put it into the YouTube comments.
They can fill it up. I'll just tell you. Yeah. I'll just help you draft.
Okay, bet.
Can you review my team, Dark Knight? I think we did, if I'm not mistaken.
Shoot, here. Let me actually take a look at it too. Yeah, my bad. I didn't even notice that. Completed. Is it this one?
It says Dark Knight. I don't know which one that is.
I mean, right here. So Kelsey Gibbs. Yeah, I really like your team.
Yeah, and again, Sanders at the 5-6. I don't hate the value on him there. He's not a guy that I normally want to pick, and same goes for Russell Wilson, Deebo Samuel. I'm not like the biggest fan of what you did late in the draft, but I really like the way you started it. So
yeah, I agree with that.
again, usually we say a lot of people want to focus on late round picks and stuff, but the reality is the early round picks matter, and I think you did a good job in the early round.
Yeah, those first 4 in particular are absolute money. So I agree there. Let me just see. Is this mock full? Oh, nice. We got all the lads in here.
Chase
Okay.
basically non-existent this preseason. How far has he fallen down your board? He's definitely fallen below Higgins for me. I will take Higgins easily over him. I have Chase, I believe, at 27 or 28. I actually also have Devontae Smith over him. So he's not even my highest ranked rookie receiver right now. It's not really necessarily due to the way Chase has not really shown up this preseason. It's kind of everything that's happened since he's been drafted. Joe Burrow dealing with these mental concerns, the offensive line still being shitty, the fact that he does still have to compete with Chase and Boyd for targets, the fact that he hasn't looked good in training camp, the fact that he hasn't looked good in the preseason, the fact that we're getting some off the field concerns coming up with him. It's just not a situation that I really want to attach myself to. There's a lot of like bad juju around it right now. That's kind of my thoughts on Jamar Chase. I'm kind of just going to let somebody else make that mistake, in my opinion.
Yep, I agree there. We OP here in Canada. I mean, this is a Superflex. Did everybody not know? I mean,
probably nobody knew.
I put it in the roster, but all right. Well, I feel bad for doing that, but like,
okay. Type that in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, redraft, of course. Wardy Egal says Higgins or Claypool. Now that is a very tough question for me to answer. I will go with Chase Claypool in that conversation, but I don't think you can go wrong with either guy. I really like both of them. So yeah, no real complaint. With Higgins and Claypool and Ayuk are 3 guys that I just want on my teams. I ended up with 2 of them in the home league draft that I just did. So
yeah,
it's a tough decision. I really like both of those guys.
Steven Jackson Boy, my 9 in 10-man league, absolutely. If Kelsey falls you at the 9 spot, I'd take him.
I would prefer to get him in the second round, but I can't blame you for taking him at 9.
Yeah. Who are you targeting in the late rounds? We're actually going to have multiple videos on that in terms of our top sleepers this week. So make sure you stay tuned.
We have a video called Late Round Values that we put out a couple days ago as well.
That too.
And we also might put out a video later in the week, like a quick 10-minute video on like who we're throwing darts at, like in the 14th, 15th rounds. I thought that might be a fun video to put out. So we should have you covered there. But yeah, like Danny said, we're going to have both. I guess I don't know if you announced this or not, but we're each going to be doing a top 5 superlatives list this week. So tomorrow, you guys are going to hear my top 5 breakout candidates. You're going to hear Danny's top 5 sleepers on Tuesday. Then you're going to hear my top 5 busts on Wednesday. Danny's top 5 breakout candidates on Thursday, Danny's top 5 busts on Friday, and then my top 5 sleepers on Saturday. And that's basically going to be like all of our big superlatives. And we're also going to talk some other things throughout the week as well. So if you guys are looking for those kind of like, if you got your drafts coming up next weekend or whatever, you're going to have a lot of superlatives and stuff for that.
Yep, absolutely. Ali, 10-team standard, 5th pick, 2nd round. If I take Henry first pick, should I take another running back with Gibson or Mixon, or wide receiver take Ridley? If Gibson is there, I'm just taking him. Best player available, top 12 ranked player for me.
Yeah, Gibson. If Gibson, Najee Harris, or Jonathan Taylor are there for me in the 2nd round, I'll pick them. But if they're not, I would go with a guy like Calvin Ridley for sure.
Speaking of Gibson,
yeah, exactly. I couldn't see me taking Robbie Anderson over or someone like that over Jacobs. Yeah, if you see a tier break, by all means, go for a guy like Jacobs. Like you said, he got him at like the 5-7, so I don't want to fault you too much for taking a guy that should get like 230 carries this year at least at the 5-7.
Yep, absolutely.
Thoughts on Niners backfield mosh pit? I'm personally staying away. Too many threats, especially after seeing what Hasty did today. I mean, the definition of insanity is doing things over and over again and expecting a different result. We've kind of been beating our head against the wall looking for a San Francisco 49ers running back to consistently start. So I will take the shot on Trey Sermon, but that is the only one I'll take a shot on. Maybe if you want to take Hasty at the end of your drafts or something like that. There's a good chance that this ends in what it always ends as. Raheem Mostert's good for the beginning of the season. Raheem Mostert gets injured. Trey Sermon's good for a period of time. Trey Sermon gets injured. And then JaMychal Hasty's good for a period of time. JaMychal Hasty gets injured. And then Elijah Mitchell's good for a period of time. It seems like every year we have 4 49ers running backs that are contributing to fantasy at some point. So it's definitely possible that happens. But I'll bet on Trey Sermon in the 7th, 8th round where he's currently going.
Yep, I agree there. Gerald Everett is sneaky late round. I mean, potentially, but I'm not the biggest Everett truther personally.
Yeah, if one of my biggest like kind of formulas for tight ends in the late rounds is if I'm not getting a guy, like I want to be getting a guy that has a chance to become the second target in his offense. For example, a guy like Cole Kmet. But if they can't become the second tight end or the target in their offense, they need to be on a very high scoring offense and a pass heavy offense. So I would rather opt for a guy like Rob Gronkowski or Jared Cook to a guy like Gerald Everett because I think they're going to be in more high scoring situations. But the Seahawks will still be a good offense, so I don't hate the pick of Gerald Everett in the late rounds.
Yep. If I knew Jacobs would fall. Yeah, that's definitely fair there. When is the Listener League draft? It is tomorrow night at 9 p.m. So I'll talk with Bush. Maybe
we'll live stream it. Who
Yeah,
knows?
that's
We
what I was
might
about to
live stream
ask.
it.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see. Out here lighting up preseason. Yeah, he's the preseason darling of this year. You love to see it. 63 people in the stream. Let's see. You got 63 likes. Scratch that. Let's get 71 likes. That's currently how many people are watching. I want to see the like button. Hey, SEO YouTube algorithm, 300 subscribers in the last 2 days. I want to see all of y'all supporting the content. So,
Of course.
it's hard to project workloads. The Broncos backfield is always tough to judge.
I just selected Javonte Williams in my home league draft. I got him at the 6'4". I was hoping. I think I took Higgins at the 5'9", and I was hoping that Judy made it back to me on my way back, and he didn't make it back, so I took Javonte instead. And he's my third running back. I got Gibson and Swift in that league, so those guys should be able to carry me early in the season. And once Williams takes over the job, I should be able to start him towards the back half, or at least that's what I'm hoping for.
Yep. Wide receivers on the Saints. Thoughts on all of them? I like Callaway the most, but I mean, actually, quote unquote, I like Kamara the most because he is still the wide receiver one.
Callaway's the only one I'm willing to draft. Honestly,
Exactly.
I'll spend a 10th plus round draft pick on Callaway, but I'm not going to draft anyone else. Traquan, Deontay Harris, whoever else you want to talk about there.
Hey, Flet, guess what? You got to be quicker than that, man. How about Doug Flutie, first overall? Hey, yeah, man. What an absolute Canadian lad.
Yeah, that guy is an
Absolutely
absolute
love
lad.
to see it. Which type of draft is this one? This is a super flex, brother. You can
should we talk about some strategy in a super flex here?
I basically gave my rundown, but I said again, drafting within your top tiers would be the ideal. But I typically like getting 2 quarterbacks inside the top 16 overall that I feel comfortable starting.
Right. I usually am looking for a value on one of these top end guys, whether it's Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott. If one of these guys can slip into the second round, I'll take one of them. If not, I'm probably going to skip over the Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson tier and look straight for the Tom Brady, Ryan Tannehill type tier after that, and probably grab one of those guys as my QB1, and then look to pair a Kirk Cousins in round 6, round 7 with a Justin Fields in round 7, round 6, or whatever as well. That's usually what I like to do. I also really like Zach Wilson as a third quarterback in a Superflex format. So if you wanted to grab like Tom Brady in the 4th round, Ryan Tannehill in the 5th round, or Kirk Cousins in the 6th, and then grab Zach Wilson in the 7th, 8th round, I think that's a winning strategy for Superflex.
Yep. I agree with that. Bush kind of looked like Joe.
Well, he's a great looking guy, so
hey, man. We're just cigar, bro.
Yeah.
Who's the classic one? Everybody calls you Ed Norton.
Ed Norton is the one I hear all the time. Yeah.
Facts. Wait, one sec. Hey, I'll let you guys be the judge of that. Is this Bush when he's older? Is that Bush when he's older? Let's see the comments rolling.
Yeah, definitely.
I kind of see it a little bit. You know, got the Bush. Yeah, let us know in the comments. But let's get back to the draft.
Yeah. I know I messaged you guys earlier, but I put Henry, Dak, and Ridley together and Dak. Okay, wait, hold on. But I put Henry, Dak, and Ridley together. I don't know what you're saying here.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
I knew I'd rather have Cook and redraft Superflex. Yeah, facts. Scoo, thanks again. Anytime, Isaiah, nice seeing you. Leo about to go Lamar Gibson. Watch it. Guess what? I mean, I got Gibson, so.
True.
All right. Thoughts on Gio Bernard becoming most valuable? I don't think
he's going to be the most valuable Bucs running back, but I definitely think he's going to be a pain in the ass of whatever running back you think is the most valuable running back for the Bucs, whether it's Rojo or Leonard Fournette. My opinion on Gio Bernard, I just wouldn't draft the guy, and I wouldn't draft anybody on the Bucs backfield and expect to be able to start them week in and week out in redraft leagues. I would feel comfortable starting them, any 3 of them in best ball when you don't have to choose when to start them, but I think it's going to be a headache trying to figure that out.
Yep, I agree. And we'll get back down. We just actually got a super chat from Rockout. He says, First 3 picks, CMC, Justin Jefferson, and Josh Allen so far.
Or is Keenan? It's probably Keenan Allen.
Oh, Keenan Allen. Yeah, if that's Keenan Allen, you absolutely smash that. So
yeah, I love that start. You get 2 elite wide receivers. You get yourself the most elite fantasy running back in fantasy football. Great start to the draft. You're doing great. You're rocking out.
Yeah, absolutely, and appreciate that $5 super chat. It means a lot.
First of the season.
Of course. Actually, second. We got one while you're out. So.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah. Where did we leave off? We able to go
with the Minshew. Is Hurts off your board now? He was kind of off my board anyway, but yeah, I would say he went in the 12th round in the league I just drafted. Both Fields and Lance went ahead of him, which I was kind of surprised by. But yeah, Hurts is not a guy that I'm willing to invest highly in. We still have them poking around Deshaun Watson. The Minshew trade makes me a little nervous that they're going to bench Hurts at some point to try and improve their draft pick or something like that. Hurts is just a guy I don't believe in. It's plain and simple. And I don't generally like drafting players I don't believe in, just as a rule of thumb.
Yeah, I agree with that. Don't mind if I do taking Henry at 11. Yeah, that's solid. It sounds good, fellas. Going to watch all them videos, get prepared. You guys helped me last season for sure. Got Robinson, Gaskin on the wire, and they really carried me as Zeke.
Well, I hope you didn't listen to me last year on James Robinson, because I think I told people to pick up Raekwon Armstead. So
yeah. Hey,
actually, I have to go back and look at the training or the news roundup after training camp. I'm pretty sure I said to pick up nobody, if I'm not mistaken. I said, this backfield's going to stink anyway. Don't pick up anybody.
Hey.
So I may have ran that one down, but
Elliot, it's in your name, brother. That's the answer.
Yeah, I'm not even the biggest fan of Zeke Elliott, and I would probably easily take Zeke Elliott there.
Yeah, same. I mean, the receptions, no debate. Who are you taking? Lamar? Where are you taking Lamar after the Dobbins injury? 5th round is the honeypot for any one of those top 5 quarterbacks, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Lamar doesn't really change a whole lot for me after the Dobbins injury. Like, yeah, maybe it helps him a little bit, but I don't think it really affects him all that much to have Dobbins go out.
Yeah. I have number 1 pick going C-Mac. Can you pick 2 out of Mixon, CH, CD, and A-Rob coming back? Out of those 4, it's CD and Mixon pretty easily for me.
Yeah, out of those 4 for sure. But if I would like to know what other receivers are available, because if you can get a Keenan Allen, an AJ Brown, and Justin Jefferson, I would rather have those guys than all of the receivers that you just mentioned.
Yep, I agree there. Live stream it, Spicy Hot. That might have to be the motive, brother. And we're back on the
Spicy Hot's in the league, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Ooh, and we got sniped on Claypool here.
Rip J.K. Dobbins and Irv Smith. Yeah, that's, man, J.K. Dobbins, Cam Akers, and ETN all going down is like huge pain. I had that hurts my my listener Dynasty League team, J.K. Dobbins going out.
Oh, I forgot you had him.
I do.
We might have to make a trade now,
Why? Do you have Gus?
Oh, wait, no, Spicy Hot does. I thought I had him. Never mind.
I might have to make a trade for him, secure him.
Facts. Who's the best running back to pair Kelsey with in the early rounds? Of course, the best 1-2 punch.
I would love to get a guy like Najee Harris with
or Gibson,
Travis Kelce, or Gibson. Yeah, I would say Najee Harris would be the best running back for me. You get a 3-down, workhorse to pair with a tight end advantage like Kelce. It's a great start.
And I'd go Gibson, brother, for sure. LOL. Everybody loving the Ed Norton clone. Yeah, Arnie Palmy knows too. That's Bush clone, right?
Oh, Arnold, who was the person that your cousin said looked like me? His cousin told me that there was another person. I can't remember who it was.
Oh, Arnie Palmy. Who to take at 6th overall, Zeke, Kelsey, or Adams Hill? So I would rank those personally. Like if it's a half PPR, I'd go Zeke, Adams, Hill, Kelsey.
Oh my God, we got some Felipe Franks quarterback play. This guy is wearing number 75 at quarterback.
No shot.
Is that 15? Am I tripping? I could be tripping. It just looks like it's 75 based on the jerseys. Never mind.
Damn, son. And Palmy. Oh, that hurts. How are you gonna snipe me, Javonte Williams, in this mock draft? Let me see. Wide receivers. Nah. I can get a 3rd quarterback here. I could wait. And got me in shambles, brother. It's good Devonta.
Arnold. It was Andrew Garfield was the person that she was talking
Andrew
about.
Garfield? What?
Yeah. Apparently he looks like me. I don't know.
I don't see that at all.
I don't really see it either.
I don't see it at all, man. What?
I don't see that.
Let us know if you guys see that. Okay, so going back to the question, sorry, I got cut off. Half PPR, Zeke, Adams, Hill, Kelsey. Full PPR, Adams, Zeke, Hill, Kelsey.
I'll take Adams regardless of the scoring format.
I know you would.
Unless it's a standard, in which case I would take Zeke.
Push cameo in the next Spider-Man movie. Adams or Barkley, the 7th pick. I'm gonna go with Adams, and I know you're probably gonna go with Barkley in a half PPR.
I would go with Adams in a full PPR, Barkley in a half PPR standard.
Might have to talk to Bush. Ooh. I got first pick on 10-team league. Should I go 2 wide receiver like J Jets and DK in the turn, or pick up a running back like wide receiver? Actually, that is the memo of this channel. You're gonna hear us truthing the hero RB build at those picks 1 to 4 spots.
Yeah. Okay. So the first team. Okay. I thought he said I had the last pick in a 10 team and he was going to go J Jets and DK on the turn. I was like, oh, it's a little early on those guys. But yeah, first pick in a 10 team league and you want to go Christian McCaffrey and you want to snag up DK, Jefferson, Keenan Allen, CeeDee Lamb, whoever you like at wide receiver. Yeah. Great start to your draft. I would highly suggest though in a 10 team league, you try and get a tight end advantage and go with a guy like Darren Waller at that turn as well.
Yep, agreed. Oh God, I can't remember either. Spicy, loving your mock here, my dude. Oh, look at that. Had them both Akers and Dobbins greetings from Uruguay. I love that. We got Uruguay, we've gotten Greece, we've gotten Ireland, Australia. Like we're getting all over.
That's a deep cut.
That is a deep cut. We got some Germany too. We got MP, the big OG over there.
Yeah.
You'd love to see us making our way to South America and Europe.
Yeah.
Dolphins went down. Dang. Yeah. I like Broncos Williams. Javonte is a workhorse. So
I love Javonte, man. Okay. So what are your thoughts on what happened in the Broncos game where they didn't play him? Like they played Gordon and they played Freeman. They just didn't play Javonte. Was there an injury reason? Because I couldn't find one personally.
Yeah.
When I was looking.
I think they're just showcasing him, bro. Honestly.
Gordon?
The way I look at it. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, if Gordon gets cut, where does Javonte go in drafts?
Like 3rd round, probably. Honestly.
Yeah, I do think there's a legitimate chance that Gordon could get cut. I don't know if it's going to happen because he has all this dead money and like post June 1st, like roster bonuses and stuff. But sometimes when teams don't like certain players in their locker room and they'll just eat the money.
Yep. He has bigger hair. What is that?
He does. Andrew Garfield does have big
hair. Big hair. Where do you feel comfortable drafting Chubb in a 10-team PPR? Not until like the mid to late second, personally. I know that's going to sound low, but full PPR, cool. You get the RB10 on the season. I'm not drafting for that personally. And I rate your fucking PFP. If he shave, maybe. Yeah, facts. Bush cameo next Spider-Man movie. I didn't close. Oh, my bad. The team I put together was Henry, Metcalf, Ridley, and Dak, and have my keyboard on Spanish mode. Spanish mode. That sounds fun. Appreciate it, Jared. Bush turns green when he's angry. I haven't even noticed.
I didn't even know I turned anything when I'm angry. I didn't even know I got angry.
I'm just looking at it. There's like
what are your RB rankings between Chubb, Aaron Jones, and Eckler? So for me, I have Aaron Jones like in a tier above those other two guys. Yeah. I have him in a tier with guys like Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley and Zeke Elliott and stuff. So I have Aaron Jones pretty comfortably ahead of those guys. And then I have Austin Eckler a little bit ahead of Nick Chubb as well in any kind of PPR scoring.
Yes, sir. And I have it as Aaron Jones, Eckler, Chubb in pretty much any format apart from maybe standard. So, yeah. Don't forget Honduras. Yeah, we go. Leo representing the Honduras.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's setting the tone over there. You'd love to see it. Had first pick 10-team PPR, went McCaffrey, AJ Brown, Waller. That is a phenomenal start there.
Yeah, that is a great start.
Like, honestly. Got my boy Benson here, Jake Paul or Tyron Ridley. Give me Woodley, man. I just want to see Jake Paul get knocked the fuck out.
Facts. Is Jake Paul the tall one or the short one?
Jake Paul is the smaller one. Right. Logan's the beefier one.
Yeah.
Do y'all think Ravens sign or trade for? I'm thinking Le'Veon for some reason, but maybe AP. I think they would rather go after like
Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like a Melvin Gordon, maybe even David Johnson. Like
I think there's a chance they call the Texans up, try and get Mark Ingram back too.
Imagine.
Actually, they cut Mark Ingram though, so I don't know if they would. Yeah. Go back for that. I think Melvin Gordon going to the Ravens would solve a lot of problems for me because I have Javonte Williams. So,
yeah. Is Pitt starting caliber for fantasy with Ridley and Hurst there? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Who know you? Oh, okay. Yeah, we covered that. You clowns better do another after this. I'm down if you are. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, we definitely could. I was gonna go make some more food. I don't know. I'm starving. I didn't like eat
Soft.
anything all weekend.
Soft, no kidding. Yeah, you're probably drinking a lot though, am I right?
Yeah, I was.
But he was setting the tone at the Montreal Center strip clubs.
Yeah.
To be fair, I was at a fucking I was at a
All right.
Mississauga Friday. So
Base case, Aaron Jones or Eckler for the 8th pick.
Aaron Jones, baby.
Yeah, I would go with Aaron Jones for sure.
Kittle, in my opinion, kind of blah this season. I still love Kittle. Like early third round, easy money. My other players. Outside Michael Thomas, Jamar Chase, and Devonta Smith. I wouldn't worry about Stevenson too much, to be honest. I mean, we saw Damien Harris pretty much get like all of, if not like what, like 85, 90% of the starting snaps this preseason. I don't know. You would know that more. You talk about the utilization reports in your preseason windups.
Yeah, so outside of the game where they were like showcasing Sony Michel, it looked like Damian Harris has pretty much handled every first and second down carry with the first team from the first 2 preseason games. Now I'd have to check on the most recent preseason game that happened. Let me look right now. Patriots.
Oh, Palmy, I threw. I didn't even
What?
notice Elijah Moore was there because I was just fucking looking at my other screen.
Drew?
I'm drafting in an hour. You boys got me, of course, man. Fucking
Who is?
we got a bunch. I'm Jelly. We got like any fucking thing you need. We got it covered on the channel. Talked about early round strategy, picks 1 to 4, mid round 5 to 8, late round if you're picking in the 9 to 12 slot. We have videos covering you on every single one of them. And heck, if we're still live while you're in the draft, throw some questions in here. We're fucking degenerates. We love that shit. I see the Edward Norton. It's the shape of the head and the neck. You guys are international. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I remember the first day that I started my like first like big boy job for my co-op at school, like 7 people in the office told me I looked like Edward Norton. And like they weren't talking about it with each other too. It was just like naturally they all just like saw it. And I'd never heard it up until that point. And then since we started the channel, people have told me it in the comments as well.
Big facts. Gus Bus can be a workhorse. Maybe he sets the tone. Do you think Jacoby Myers is top 15 upside of Mac Jones as a starter?
I mean, in a full PPR league, maybe. I think he could be like a poor man's Jarvis Landry for sure. I definitely think he could be something like that. Maybe even a poor man's Robert Woods.
I think he could be better than Jarvis Landry this year.
He could definitely. Maybe a poor man's Robert Woods was the better phrase then.
That's fair. Edwards can handle that rock, yes, sir. I mean, if you're half PPR, I'm a little bit more warming up on him. And with full PPR, it's kind of hard to see a huge.
He's like quite literally a 0 in the passing game. Like he's not going to do anything really on third down. The touchdown upside is definitely appealing with a guy like Gus Edwards, though.
Yep. Picking from 11, who do you like if you go wide receiver? I personally like if you can get Hill and Diggs.
If you can get Adams, that's the slam dunk pick at 11. Yeah. But if you can't get Adams, then if you can go Hill and Diggs, even Diggs and Ridley, I wouldn't mind either.
Hill and Ridley,
PPR league.
I agree with that. Do I have a tight end? No, I don't. Okay, interesting. Bush gonna go drink some maple syrup for dinner, I bet.
The funny thing is that I literally ate Canadian pizza.
Damn.
Canadian pizza, for those of you that I'm not sure if they have Canadian pizza. I'm sure they do. It's just
I don't even know.
It's pepperoni, bacon, and mushroom is what Canadian pizza is.
Interesting. Yeah, I've been watching you guys all day. I took some notes. Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Also, I see spicy hot talk in that gauze. I bet my team would beat yours though at the end of the day. I literally had say it with me, y'all. Elijah typed out and then got sniped. Pain.
Big pain.
Wide receivers: Ayuk, Hopkins, AJ Brown, Chase. I think I'm okay with my running back Saquon. Yeah, that how'd you get all those guys?
How the heck did you get Saquon, Eckler, and Clyde in a 12-team league while also getting
Hopkins
and AJ Brown?
Yeah, that's nuts. I feel like Lamar doesn't dump off very much. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's going to limit his upside,
but it's more so the snap share that Hill is going to play. He's going to be on the field, whether Lamar uses him or not. So I think that the big time appeal, like Gus is going to get the more important role in the offense, which is the touchdowns. And the Ravens do run the ball with their running backs in the red zone. So that was the big appeal for Dobbins this year. That's why I like Dobbins in the mid third round range. But with Dobbins out, it's pretty hard for me to imagine them not just giving all the goal line work to Gus Edwards unless they sign a Melvin Gordon or trade for a guy like that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Chase Edmonds can break out this year. Got him in the 7th of a 12-man half PPR. I think the 7th round's appropriate value for him. It just kind of all depends on how he's used on the goal line. If he's used as basically a 0 like he was last year, Could he have top 15 to 20 upside? Yeah, but he's not going to have much more than that unless he's using the full capacity of that Cardinals offense. So
If you get him in the 7th round doing a hero RB with Christian McCaffrey as your first running back, and you filled out wide receiver, tight end in the mid rounds, and you get Chase Edmonds as your RB2, I don't think that's a terrible strategy.
Agree there. Danny's RB core. Okay, spicy hot. We'll see. Besides Gibby, Dallas Goedert, should I worry? I'm not a big Dallas Goedert fan, but like the rest of the team you mentioned should be good. Dude, I've been eating Canadian pizza for years and didn't even know it.
Yeah, dude, mushrooms is like the best pizza topping there is. Don't even at me.
Oh,
pepperoni, mushrooms, and banana peppers or hot peppers, whatever you guys call them.
Banana peppers, I will agree.
Pepperoni, mushroom, hot peppers, the best pizza that you're gonna have. Dip that with some creamy garlic dip.
Oh no,
that is elite. Do you guys dip your pizza in anything? I want to know this because I feel like I literally won't eat pizza if I don't have dip for it.
It depends what type of pizza I'm eating, man. Honestly, like if it's nonless pizza, I'm not freaking ruining that. It's the perfect sauce.
Okay, you're Italian, so you might have some like real pizza that's not like disgusting pizza that I eat.
But some greasy fucking like 3 a.m. drunk after the club type of pizza. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get
no. I only get the pizza Roma. That's the good pizza around here.
Okay.
But yeah, I've had like my friends growing up were Italian, so I've had some real Italian pizza and it slaps.
They're just built different.
Yeah.
Deontay Johnson or Brandon Ayuk. Give me Brandon Ayuk there, Kels.
Yeah, I like them both. In a full PPR league, you can give some credit to Deontay Johnson. It's a little bit closer, but I still would take Ayuk.
Agreed there. Gibson or Harris? I would go Gibson. Bush would go Harris. So hopefully that isn't too hard on your question.
Doesn't help you at all, but if
you could take away from
honestly, I think the ceiling and floor is about the same for both guys. Legitimately.
Agree with that. Yeah, we know who is.
We do know who Chase Edmonds is. That is true. I swear it's just because of that one game that Chase Edmonds had where he had
against the Giants, right?
Yeah, where he had like a monster game and the Cardinals were like, I hope you started Chase Edmonds in your fantasy league on Twitter. It was like, no one knew David Johnson was going to be out. Shut up.
Yeah, facts. I remember that. I put hot sauce on it. Okay. He also said mushrooms great.
Mushrooms are fucking great. They're great. They're excellent.
Does the Irv Smith injury make Adam Thielen a safer pick now? Because maybe touchdown regression won't be as bad.
Yeah, I would say it helps him a little bit.
Yep, agree with there. Deontay Johnson. Yep, we answered that. Where would you put Gus Edwards in your rankings? He's currently, I believe I have him ranked at RB20. Let me just check. He is currently RB23 for me.
I have him at RB22. So I have him. I have Josh Jacobs at 20, Chris Carson at 21, Gus Edwards at 22, Darrell Henderson at 23, and Javonte Williams at 24. And I have Gus Edwards in that tier with guys like Sanders and Jacobs and Carson and stuff.
Facts. Only the crust into either marinara or cheese.
Dude, I need to dip pizza into marinara sauce more. Like there's no good. Like the only place I know of to get marinara sauce is freaking Little Caesars, and I'm not getting Little Caesars pizza. It's freaking trash, but it also does kind of hit the odd time. Like sometimes you crave Little Caesars pizza. It's really weird.
Bro, yeah, when you're drunk.
Yeah, that is a drunk pizza right there.
Facts. Shake Shack Shroom Burger with cheese fried inside the mushroom remains undefeated. We need to go more down to the States and try out some of your guys' foods over there. Because
I had on the way to Quebec, I had Five Guys and it friggin' hits so different. I love Five Guys, dude, man.
Have you ever been to Steak and Shake down there?
I have not. No.
Oh my God, bro. I remember we went there for football. We went to Ohio for because we're playing like get this. It ended up being the #1 team in Ohio that year, and their quarterback ended up being drafted, right? Or he's on like the Jets now, I think. He's played safety at Ohio State, but when we went down to Ohio, they had a Steak and Shake right around from our hotel, and I shit you not, like we were drinking and fucking smoking and shit, having a good time, and literally we probably, like the 2 days we were there, probably went to Steak and Shake like 7 combined times. It was fucking so unhealthy.
Yeah, I've heard there's some absolutely dangerous fast food places in the States. I feel like I would eat so much at like some of these places that I've heard of because I've seen like the pics of the menus and shit.
Bro, so prime. The thing is, dude, we're not just talking about straight burgers, too. When we went there, we got shakes as well, and like those over 2 days. Like,
oh, dude, have you ever had a shake from Five Guys?
Of course.
Oh, they're so good.
There's a Five Guys in Guelph right around from
I know. I literally drive from Kitchener to Guelph to go to the Five Guys there.
Yeah, bro. It's literally right around the corner from my house last year, and now my house this year is like probably like a 5-minute drive from it, so it's pretty blessed.
Yeah. Gibby gonna get third down work eaten by McKissick. I mean, we're hearing conflicting reports. We're seeing things in the preseason. I still think there's a chance that whatever Gibson's learning curve is with pass protection or whatever the case is with why he's not fully getting the third down work, I think it's going to wrinkle it. Like the wrinkle's going to get ironed out throughout the season, and eventually we're going to see Gibson get that 3-down workload because I think the coaching staff wants him to get it.
Yep. No, I agree with there. Yeah. If they want to get this guy on the field, they will get him on. A guy like freaking JD McKissick's not going to be the one keeping.
Even if he does eat into his third down workload a little bit, they still were featuring the guy in the passing game when he wasn't getting work on third down. So I think even if he does get his third down workload eaten into a bit, this is still a guy that can have 40, 50 receptions, even if without a 3-down role.
Yep. I agree there. Thoughts on Marquez Callaway? If he's the number one until Thomas gets back. Yeah.
So the dangerous statement that you made there by calling him the number one until Thomas gets back, I don't like to do that with backup receivers.
We talked about it on Lessons Learned. As soon as we say, oh, one guy misses out, another guy's going to step up, that's the classic Moneyball, baby. When they're trying to replace freaking, what's his name?
Jason Giambi.
Jason Giambi. They're like, oh, well, we need to replace Jason Giambi's production. No, you got to supplement the overall output that Giambi would do. And sometimes that's not going to come from one player. Sometimes that's going to come from a committee approach. So Callaway, Traquan Smith.
Maybe they use Deontay Harris as a gadget guy, short the line of scrimmages. I think they should have drafted Rondell Moore because I think Sean Payton would have known how to use Rondell Moore really well.
Mm-hmm. I just got fucking beer splashed on my face.
For sure. I would love to drink right now, but I'm not going to do that.
Why?
Because I literally drank all weekend. So
fair. Out of Mike Davis, Sermon, Lindsay, who should I start RB2? Have McCaffrey RB1. Give me Sermon there. Though Davis against Philly's close. Like I just like Sermon's potential game script against those Lions. I think we could be talking about like 85 total yards and like 2 touchdowns in that game for Sermon.
Mm-hmm.
How are you guys on McLaurin? Fitzmagic to the moon. McLaurin's currently my wide receiver 11. I absolutely love him. Dynamic separator, one of the best recorded receivers according to that metric via Matt Arman reception perception. Getting that big quarterback upgrade. This should be a quarterback that can suit his needs down the field. I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick's the absolute gunslinger he is, can absolutely get McLaurin involved. So I think his ceiling is top 5. So getting him there in that mid-third round is one of the best honeypot of wide receiver range. Talking about him, CD Lamb, Amari Cooper, guys in that area. I love all of them in the third round value.
Yeah. Did you hear that thunder? Just out of curiosity. That's why I looked up.
Barely. Yeah. Miles Sanders or Gus Edwards at the flex. Week 1. So, give me Gus Edwards against the Raiders.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Gus Edwards all day.
Yeah.
And who do the Eagles play? They play a football team or no?
Falcons.
Oh, they play the football team like every year week 1. That's why I just assumed they were playing.
Facts. James Robinson. Yeah, I mean, mid 4th round type of player. Early 4th round if you want to take him there.
I'm willing to take him in the late 3rd, personally.
That's fair. Out of all the dead zone running backs, whose backup should we invest in late rounds?
Savon Ahmed.
Miles
Gaskin. I'm not drafting Miles Gaskin, but I will draft Salvon Ahmed in the late rounds.
I like Zach Moss as well. Ronald Jones. I mean, guys.
They're not dead zone running backs. He said, out of all the dead zone running backs, who's backup?
Those are dead zone rounds 3 to 7.
Oh, I guess I don't know.
Oh,
I'm looking in the dead zone. I'm thinking like Jacobs, Sanders, Carson, Gaskin, Chase Edmonds, guys like that. I think the best late round pick, if I'm going to fade those, I think Ahmed's a good one. I think Penny's a good one too.
I think Sony Michel's decent too, man, honestly.
Yeah. I honestly will just take the backups of all of those guys over them, like personally, just because I just don't really believe in any of those players. So I'll take Kenny Gainwell. I'll take, Kenyon Drake. I'll take Rashad Penny. I'll take Savon Ahmed. I guess there's no real backup to Kareem Hunt because he is a backup. Mike Davis, I'm not taking anybody behind Mike Davis, but I'll take Sony Michel in the late rounds as well.
Outlook on Saquon and Gus Edwards. Saquon Barkley, if he's healthy, he's always got that claim to top 5 usage, receiving work. You know the deal. He's one of the best talents in the league. Gus Edwards, I think his range of outcomes probably like RB15 to RB25. I don't necessarily see a big high ceiling, but in terms of floor, should be the main guy there. But the problem with the Ravens is that he's not going to get much pass catching work. And we have seen, despite them having a guy like J.K. Dobbins, Mark Ingram in the past, they still would rotate their running back. So a guy like Tyson Williams, a guy like Justice Hill, I do think can mix into the equation here. It's not just going to be the full Gus Bus, 85% opportunity share type of role.
Yeah, I don't think there's any chance something like that happens. I think they were going to deploy a committee approach regardless. As much as I wanted J.K. Dobbins, had he stayed healthy, to be a full-fledged, 65% share running back, I think that was an uphill battle to begin with. So I don't think they're going to give the backup to him like some huge workload just because there's a guy missing. There's going to be training camp cuts, guys like Wayne Gallman, Melvin Gordon, some of these, veterans that could be on the way out of their teams might find their way to the Baltimore Ravens. And if that happens, even if it doesn't happen, I think they're split time with Justice Hill and Gus Edwards and whoever else is there too.
Yep. Facts. Mike Williams or Pittman. Give me Mike Williams there. You agree?
I'll take Williams. I don't really have a preference. Neither guy is one that I'm overly excited about this year. I'll take Mike Williams though.
Yep. Let me load this.
Assuming he's healthy. If he's not healthy, I'll take Pittman.
Let's do PPR this time. Get through a couple questions. I'm just gonna.
Yep. So Sebastian says, I have pick 4 in a 14-man league. Is Kamara a good pick even with Jameis starting? With Jameis starting, Kamara is a great pick because I currently have him ranked as my number 2 overall player. So getting Kamara with Jameis starting, this is a guy that is going to be the offense. He's averaged 9 targets a game in the games that Michael Thomas was out last year. This is a guy that literally has to carry the team. And yes, defenses are going to key in on him, quote unquote, but they were already doing that when Michael Thomas was there.
Join that private draft, by the way, Bush.
I'm good. You can keep running them.
Oh, okay, bet. Which is more likely, Kyle Pitts getting 1,000 yards or 8+ touchdowns? I think 8+ touchdowns.
I think 8+ touchdowns for sure is more likely because we've seen Matt Ryan favor his tight ends in the red zone before. And I think Pitts is just that good too. So I think getting 1,000 yards is pretty tough for a rookie tight end to do, but 8+ touchdowns, he could absolutely do that.
Yep, absolutely. Who do you take at the 9th pick and 14 team, Aaron Jones or Jonathan Taylor? Give me Aaron Jones out of those 2 options.
Yeah, out of those 2 options, I'll take Aaron Jones. But if Najee Harris is all on the board, I'll take him over both of them.
Yep, agree. Leo, favorite teams? I mean, you see them in the background. You probably knew that, though. I'm surprised you're asking.
Yeah, I have Tampa Bay Buccaneers, world champions. Just a month
Dallas Cowboys.
We're the best team in the world.
2021 champions behind me,
Yeah, sure.
Hey, what about week 1 champions?
No, that ain't gonna happen. You got to stop the pass to beat us.
Hey, we'll see. Rookie draft is coming this Saturday. You think Elijah Moore will fall to 110? If he does, that's a slam dunk. I absolutely love.
I might need to update my rookie rankings. I haven't updated them in a while.
In-N-Out is better than 5 Guys in Shake Shack. Ooh, now I need to
see. That's a West Coast thing, right? In-N-Out.
Yeah, I think so. That's a Cali, no?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a West Coast only thing.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I have those guys in the exact order you listed them there. One Love.
Yep, I also have them in the same order.
Raiders D's trash. We get it. I'm a Raiders fan. Yeah, Lamar Jackson's actually going to rush for like 200 yards week 1. I'm convinced. The Shake Shack slander, it will not be tolerated, Monty. Ooh, I like that. Is that East versus West?
Could be.
Not when Malcolm Kuntz destroys Lamar, you won't be laughing. Oh, man, that would absolutely set the tone. Here, let me randomize the draft order.
Is Irv Smith still worth keeping on the bench if he's out a couple weeks? It's going to depend who's available. If you can get a guy like Cole Kmet instead of Irv Smith, I would rather hold Cole Kmet with Irv Smith's injury now. It's really going to depend who else is available, but I think he's a fine stash if you want to keep holding him.
Agree. Do you guys think CH will bounce back, especially since
nope.
We are not CH?
Yeah, you guys are gonna, like I said, we're gonna have our top 5 busts, our top 5 sleepers, the top 5 breakouts, and I'm sure you guys have heard some of these arguments already before, but CH will be very high on my top 5 bust list.
Yep. Come on, Metzger. How are you autoing the first overall pick and then taking Dalvin Cook with it? Come on, man. Come on, man. I'll let someone else join this time. There's 74 people. Now there's 86. So,
yeah, I think this is the most we've ever had in a live stream.
That was 2 minutes ago. Damn. Yeah. 87 now. You absolutely love to see it. What round should we aim for Pitts? If he's there for you in the 5th, he's usually an auto pick for me.
Yeah, if he's there in the 5th, he's definitely an auto pick. I'll start to look at him in the late 4th, assuming Ayuk, Chase Claypool, Higgins are off the board. But usually more likely in the 5th round is where I'm comfortable taking him.
I agree fully there. I was talking about the teams from the. Oh, yeah. I'll show those teams.
I was gonna say we only talk about our favorite NFL teams like once every 3 minutes.
Yeah, I just took in Metzger, got the 101 2 times, but overall here, let me just actually I'm not gonna set a queue.
Somebody's down in this Browns game. I think it's an offensive lineman, so let's hope it's nobody important.
Asshole. No kidding. My favorite teams. I really like what I did there. I don't know. You could talk about a couple, and then we can get back to the mock.
Just looking over some of these teams here. Kamara, Rogers, Waller, Godwin. I don't mind that team. Team 3, Arnie Palmy.
Yeah, of course, Palmy.
I actually wasn't even looking at who the name was, but it's an unbiased take. I like Spicy Hot's team as well.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, and for me, I like what the Najee did.
The Kyler Najee team's really good as well. I just noticed that. You get Swift at the 4-3, Keenan Allen at the 3-10 or whatever that was. Yeah, that's a great team. I actually really like that.
I like the Dak team too.
The only thing I would say on the Kyler team is that I probably would have tried to secure a guy like Zach Wilson with Kirk Cousins or even a guy like Tua. I guess he kind of got sniped on Tua, but if you could have secured a third quarterback, I think that team would have been really good.
Yep, absolutely agree here. So my top rated player left is going to be Tyreek Hill, so I'm going to take Tyreek Hill.
Got in and out is in Texas. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I literally know nothing about like where fast food, like I don't even know anything about fast food places in the United States other than like In and Outs in the West Coast. That's like the only thing I know about it.
Oh, this is so. I have to Kelsey.
Does Amari Cooper have just as high a ceiling as CeeDee Lamb since Lamb will draw top corners? I'm not sure Lamb is going to draw top corners, though. I'm pretty sure that Amari Cooper is still probably going to be the guy that takes whatever, if they play the Giants, he's probably going to have James Bradbury on him. If I had to imagine, maybe they go play sides on those guys, but I'd imagine Cooper still gets the most attention out of those two guys.
Yep, I agree there, but I love both of them regardless. Third round is just money. Fourth pick, 10 PPR. Should I go running back? 10 team PPRs, not 10 team. No. Yeah. Running back first 2 rounds, or running back wide receiver. Fully depends on value. Like if Gibson falls to you, I'm fine with going running back. Aside from that, it's most likely going to be running back wide receiver. If I'm looking at Clyde, like that type of tier, Mixon at running back. A Giants fan dropped the Broncos defense this year because they might actually split Daniel Jones' half game of the season.
Daniel Jones, I'm willing to bet that if you look back on this season that we're about to have and just play the defense, whoever's playing Daniel Jones at each game, it's probably the number 1 defense in fantasy.
Facts.
We don't have Drew Lock to pick on anymore, so.
Yeah, in a 14-team league, I'm more willing at if it's a 1 quarterback league, I'm fine with waiting still. Because, again, 14-team, that makes me want to prioritize depth at the money positions. But, again, in that type of format, if you can pair up, like, a Lance and a Kirk Cousins later.
Yeah, I think that's really the type of format that I'm looking to do something like that in. Because, like, unless you can get a high, like, a big-time advantage at the quarterback position in, like, round 5, round 6. But if it's, like, a 3-receiver start 14-man league, like, I'm looking to fill out running back and wide receiver a lot earlier and more often than I would be in a 10-man league or a 12-man league or something like that.
Yep. Flat with the biggest deal. Yeah, I mean, I can't believe it. He got McCaffrey 102. Wow. No auto pick at all, With Adams and Harrison Smith getting paid, do you think guys like...
Yeah. Tell me why Harrison Smith got that much money.
Gross. I'd rather not.
I don't know. I think who's next up? Is Bates next up to get paid?
Yeah.
He's got to get paid soon, right?
Yeah, he's going to get the fucking bag.
If Derwin can stay healthy this year, he'll probably get a big contract too.
Falanini got in. Yeah, you're on the clock too, brother. Hudson, the classic. Ayuk, Claypool, Jamar Chase. In order for me, I'd go Ayuk, Claypool, Chase.
Yeah, you have them in order for me.
Yep, absolutely. Which rookie quarterback's going to put up the best?
I go back and forth on this every day. My heart says Zach Wilson, but my head says Trey Lance for fantasy.
Yep, I agree with that.
If we're talking fantasy, I'm going to say Trey Lance.
Especially on a point-per-game basis. When are the DST kicker rankings video coming out? I mean, we'll probably talk about guys that we like going into the...
Do you guys want us to talk about DSTs and kickers? Because we can if you need us to. We could do like a short video every week during the season talking about our favorite defenses to stream or something like that if you want us to. But
mentioned on the waiver show.
I wasn't planning on doing it. Did you touch on defenses and kickers a lot last year?
Yeah, well, I mentioned like my favorite defenses to stream per week. Like I just mentioned.
Yeah, we could definitely just include that in the waivers then if you did that last year.
Yep. Fourth pick, 10-team PPR. Okay, you commented that. We answered. Eckler's been going early first. Same with Jones. Yeah, I will take Jones there because I think they're similar players. Obviously, Eckler's got the PPR ceiling in terms of his receptions, but I like Jones's involvement in the red zone a lot more. So that'll make me lean him. Dave Jones only got picked by the Giants because he had connections with the Manning family.
Yeah, I
Facts.
think I personally think the Giants are gonna stink bad this year and have a high pick and fire everybody.
Facts. Pionio, you break my heart there, brother. Wait, sorry.
Who wins the trade if it's Ridley for Zeke and PPR?
Zeke.
I'll take Zeke there, but that's pretty cse.
I mean, I have Zeke like.
I mean, it's not close for you. It's close for me.
Not at all. Do you think Noah Fant's going to be a bust? No,
I literally just drafted him, so no, I don't.
Absolutely not. James Robinson as an RB1? No, but
I don't think he's an RB1 because, and we've already seen it so far in the preseason that Carlos Hyde is still going to be involved. We got to also remember that Doug Marrone is no longer the coach there. Doug Marrone has notoriously just fed whoever the hell he feels like it, whether it's Leonard Fournette or James Robinson or anybody. Wasn't there a couple of games where Leonard Fournette missed a couple of years ago and like TJ Yeldon got fed the ball like a million times? Like, I think Doug Marrone's like one of those Mike Tomlin coaches that'll literally just feed anybody a workhorse role. And that's my fear a little bit with James Robinson is that this guy's like a 60% opportunity share running back. And I don't think he's quite a good enough player to be an RB1 on that kind of workload.
Yep, I absolutely agree there. Now I'm going to be back on the clock here. David Montgomery, easy.
Cup or Ayuk. That's pretty close, but I'll take Cup.
Yeah, I am agreeing there. I think they're actually one spot separated from me.
They're like, I think Cup, I have Cup 16 or 15, and then I have Ayuk at like 18.
And Pionio, I actually really like what you did here. Henry, Ridley, and Lamb. I think you got value on every single one of those picks. So I really like how your team rode out. And if you continue that start, we'll be probably talking about one of my favorite teams at the end of this draft. So we got Lasardo out here. Let's go. Pog. Swift got paid because he's been consistently top 10, if not top 5 every season from what I understand, but his age is suspect. Yeah, I agree there.
Yeah, I'm like, he's definitely he's definitely a good safety. He's getting up there in age for sure.
Yep.
Preston, where would you guys go with this keeper league? My keepers are CMC, Boyd, McLaurin, Zeke, Cooper, and Burrow. I have pick 104, and I'm making the. Oh, okay, I'm guessing this is a rookie. What is this, a rookie draft? I have pick 104, and I'm making the assumption that Harris, Chase, and Pitts are gone. So if this is a rookie draft, this is such pain giving me the 104 with no longer having Travis Etienne to go with. I think at the 104, I give serious consideration to Javonte Williams.
Is it 1 QB?
Yeah, I'm assuming
Javonte.
so.
Javonte has to be the pick.
I think it's probably Javonte. If you don't want to go with Javonte, you could always go with Devontae Smith, but I would probably go with Javonte Williams based on everything that's kind of happened momentum-wise recently with him.
Ridley for Claypool and Andrews. Like if you don't need a tight end or if you need a tight end, I absolutely am fine with making that type of move.
Yeah, yeah. I like that's a pretty big downgrade at wide receiver, I would say. Like as much as I love Chase Claypool, I think that's like Ridley's going to be a superstar this year.
But like if you're starting see the way I do it, if you're outside of like the Tunyon Higbee range and you're
starting Jonnu Smith and Calvin Ridley, like it's probably better to have Chase Claypool, Mark Andrews there.
Yep. Should we worried about Swift since the coaching staff is worried about his conditioning? I wouldn't be. Again, with his current value,
I've done 2 redraft leagues so far, and I've drafted him in both of them. So I have personal investment in DeAndre Swift being okay. I literally watched the Fantasy Doctors video on DeAndre Swift, and Jesse Morris basically compared it to what David Montgomery had last year.
I heard that too.
He basically said, I'm not all that concerned about DeAndre Swift because yes, this injury, if he re-aggravates it, could be a pain in the ass and he could be out for a couple of weeks. But he thinks they're taking a sound approach with him right now, taking it slow, making sure that he doesn't re-aggravate it, which is the smart thing that they should be doing.
Yep, I agree there. Picking at 2-6 yesterday, Fat PPR, I really want to go Ridley over Diggs because I realistically think I mean, I'm fine with it, man. Honestly, like I personally have Diggs higher, but I do think Ridley, again, you're talking about a guy who should get 160 targets, who should be up there in terms of the receiving touchdown leaders in the league. So I think Ridley's a very safe pick with a massive ceiling.
Yeah. How'd you like that start to my draft? I was pretty pumped when I saw that.
Dude, when I saw you got Adams and Gibson at the 9 slot,
and Gibson 1-9 and 2-4. I love that start.
Ridiculous.
That was one of my dream scenarios, honestly, getting 2 guys like that.
Facts. Sebastian, best value wideouts, and what round do you think you would see them go?
I
We're
think
actually
those
going to be
second-year wide receivers are the best value wideouts. Brandon Ayuk, T. Higgins, Chase Claypool, Jerry Jeudy. Those guys consistently go between round 5 and round 6. I think those are the best value wideouts on the board.
Yep. I got fourth pick man PPR. Who am I taking? I would go with one of the top 3, obviously CMC, Kamara, or Cook if they're there. And if all of them are gone, take Devontae Adams. 8-man PPR. You want that positional edge. Devontae Adams by far the best wide receiver this year, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I'd be targeting a tight end at some point in an 8-man league, whether it's Kelsey in the second round. If he's there, probably won't be. But if he is not there in the second round, I don't hate taking, honestly, I don't hate taking Waller in the mid-second round of an 8-man league, getting that positional advantage.
I agree with that. Damn, if only Mahomes fell back to you with the imagine I got Mahomes here.
Yeah, that would have been wild.
Be nuts. Eckler will get a lot more red zone usage with Lombardi in town. He is a small guy in Kamara. Yeah, let's hope so. Again, it's still kind of a narrative at this point.
I've heard this, but talked about before. I'm pretty sure Eckler was on the Fantasy Footballers the other day, and he said that he wouldn't answer that question directly.
Yeah, no, I heard that as well.
I have a little bit of concern with Eckler. Touchdowns are the biggest form of weekly ceiling that you can get, and I'm not sure that Eckler is going to get the goal line work, and that really, really scares me. I think he's still going to be great, especially in a full PPR league, but that does scare me. I can't take him over guys like Harris and Taylor and Gibson, who, if nothing else, I know they're getting the touchdown or the red zone production. And in a full PPR league, maybe it balances itself out with a guy like Jonathan Taylor and Austin Eckler, because Eckler's going to probably triple him in targets. But it's still tough knowing that you're not going to be getting a high touchdown ceiling with a guy like Austin Eckler, in my opinion.
Yep. Picked. Who are your top 5 in a Rolly? What's a Raleigh?
I have no idea what a Raleigh is.
One quarterback half PPR. CMC, Dalvin Cook, Kamara, Zeke, and Devontae Adams in a half PPR. And I'm assuming yours is basically
I'm the same except I have Saquon Barkley instead of Zeke at 4.
Yeah.
So I have Kamara at 2. I don't know if you said Kamara at 2, but
yeah. Well, I have Cook at 2. But favorite wideouts overall, top 5: Adams, Hill, Diggs, Ridley, Hopkins.
Yeah, he also, he asked best value. He was the one who asked the best value wideouts. So we are actually going to have a video later this week which is our top. We're going to be doing top 10s of each position as well. Just top 10 must draft. We'll talk about guys that we're basically, what I'm going to do is go through my underdog ownership and see the guys that I end up with most, and kind of talk about my must draft wide receivers based on, a couple early round guys, a couple mid round guys, a couple late round guys. And we'll just, briefly talk about those guys if you're looking some quick hitting stuff on that. So we'll probably cover that this week.
I don't think Deshaun Watson's going to play this year, Tang, honestly.
Yeah, it's really tough. I can't see the league just letting him play. Even if he let's say he gets traded or something, I can't see the league just going, you can get on the field and play with your team. There's got to be some kind of repercussion, suspension, exemption, whatever. They're not just going to let him play in the NFL while he's under investigation, I don't think.
Damn. Which Ram wide receiver biggest upside? Give me Cooper Kupp. Touchdown usage, red zone usage. I do think Matt Stafford's going to be able to lean on him, especially with the news of Akers missing the season. I do think this has been a Rams team that is heavily relied upon the run game in the red zone. Without Akers in the fray, I do think that kind of evens up this year.
Right. If we're talking about week 1 upside, it's always Deshaun Jackson is the answer. Any wide receiver, no wide receiver has bigger week 1 upside than Deshaun Jackson.
Also, I know we're going to wait till the end to point out teams, but man, aside from Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I love what ENIAC did here, man.
Yeah, that's a really good team, man.
Fuck. If he replaced Helaire with Swift, oh my goodness, that would be an A+. But for your top 5 rookie half PPR. Okay. So, whatever tier whatever order you want to rank them, I personally have it Harris, Pitts, Chase as the top 3. Number 4, Javonte Williams, obviously with the news of Travis Etienne, and then number 5 being Devonta Smith.
I have him I have pretty much the same order as well.
Yeah. Would you consider? I can't take Darren Waller over Travis Kelce. As much as I love Darren Waller, it's just no, I can't.
Yeah, no, I can't take Darren Waller any higher really than pick 20 as well.
Yep. I could take it probably 18, but yeah. Guys, I did a 50. What the hell? Ertz was drafted in the 6th. Woods at the 203. What is going on? One quarterback. Yep. What did he ask? Preston? Oh, okay, yeah. So we talked about it. We basically just went over it. Jacoby Myers, Elijah Moore last round. Elijah Moore.
Yeah, Elijah Moore. Like I would say, like it kind of depends on if you need ceiling or floor, but the answer's still Elijah Moore. Right?
Elijah Moore's both.
Yeah.
Just got first pick my 12-man PPR. Who am I going with for second round? Best player available, but it's probably going to be wide receiver, tight end, or wide receiver, unless Gibson somehow falls, which I've basically replied to like 10 different times already this live stream. If you pick at 11, who do you go for, Jones or Hill? That's a fucking close one for me. I personally have Tyreek Hill slightly higher, but I'm sure that Bush,
I
you
would go
enjoy
Aaron
running
Jones,
backs.
but I don't blame you for going Hill either.
Yeah. Thoughts on Jamar's performance? It's more so Russ for me, in my opinion. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine as well. But what I do think is probably the likely scenario if you do draft Jamar Chase is that he might be very frustrating the first couple of weeks of the season. So what I'm probably going to do is not draft Jamar Chase and try and trade for him.
Yep, I could agree with that. Somebody offered me Stafford, Najee, Cup, Thielen for Cook and Metcalf. Yeah or no? I'll just keep Cook and Metcalf there. That seems like a lot of noise. I'm assuming you agree.
That's pretty close.
The way I see it is like Najee and Cup's probably Cook, and I'm not taking Stafford and Thielen for Metcalf.
I have Najee a lot higher than you, so
I mean, not really though. I have
to
him
me,
RB9.
Najee and Thielen is Cook.
I guess, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting the studs with Cook and Metcalf like locked down, but that package is pretty good. I don't blame you for taking that.
Here, 10-team PPR. What round should I go quarterback? Probably. I mean, depends on that for top 5 tier. If you think you can get one in like the 5th, 6th round, then I'd go for one there. Personally, I'm more willing to
if
take
you
one
miss
early
out
there.
on that top end tier of Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray, and Josh Allen, if you miss out on those guys, then I'd probably just punt it until Ryan Tannehill, Tom Brady territory.
Yep, I agree with that.
Godwin a bust? Absolutely not. No,
Nope.
I don't think Godwin's going to be a bust. I know it's really hard for people to envision, but I seriously think all 3 of the Bucs receivers are going to be top 30 wide receivers, and it really doesn't. It won't shock me at all. Too like the offense is so good, they're going to pass the ball so much. They're one of the few examples, and Danny's team is also an example of this, where you have a good quarterback, a good offensive line, good receiving talent, and they're going to throw the ball like crazy. Like usually when you have like a team throwing the ball like crazy, they're not like all that stuff isn't in place. Like the Bengals, for example, they don't have a good offensive line and their QB's struggling a little bit right now. So the fact that you get all those factors aligning for the Bucs is why I really like all 3 of those wide receivers.
Yep. Eckler was totally
We missed.
my bad. Sorry about that. I think both are worth in the 6th round. I would take Devonta Smith ahead of Laviska Shenault.
Yeah, I have Devontae Smith inside my top 25 wide receivers, so I would take
You raised him, eh?
Yeah.
Damn,
I've had him there for.
You had him 26 in the video.
Oh, is it 26 that I have him at? Okay, maybe I'm tripping then. Yeah, you're right. I do have him 26. You're right.
Yep. See, I remember. Eckler totally was trying to avoid it. Yeah, facts.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
What do you think Edwards should be taking in drafts? Probably, I think 5th round is probably appropriate for him. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Brian or Gus Edwards, like 5th.
I probably would say he belongs to go in the 5th round. Would I actually pick him there? Probably not, but he definitely belongs to go in that range, I would say.
And that's what I mean. He's probably going to go around there where he belongs to be. But like, I personally probably wouldn't take him to like the 6th round.
He kind of just gives me Josh Jacobs vibes, but in a bit better of an offense kind of thing. And I think he's a little bit worse of a player than Josh Jacobs. So that's kind of like the way
are we even sure about that though? Honestly,
I think Jacobs is still a great running back.
I mean, yeah.
He sets the tone. He's a tone setter, like legitimately.
Has the Kenny G hate gone too far? Also, I'll answer that in a second. ENIAC is doing even more extreme of a 0 RB than I am, so I respect it. But Kenny G, I don't like Kenny G at all.
I don't like Kenny G either, but if he gets to a point where he's falling to like the 7th, 8th round, then yes, I think the hate has gone too far. But if you got to pick him even over a guy like, I still would take like a guy like Odell Beckham over him, like in the 6th round. So I think at that point in the draft, like you're still, there's really, the floor could fall out of this offense, in my opinion. Like this could be the worst offense in the NFL. It was the 31st offense last year.
Yep, I agree there. Watkins over Jackson. Yeah, week 1 breakouts, In a 14-team PPR, what is the earliest round you take a quarterback? Probably fourth? 14-team, I wait. So, oh, that's actually tough.
I mean, there's
Honestly,
really like 8-team, 10-team, 12-team, 14-team. There's really no earliest round I would take a quarterback. It's all going to depend on
value.
the value on the board, the other positions on the board. If I'm on the board in the 4th round, I'm probably not going to pick a quarterback because there's going to be wide receivers and running backs on the board that I would prefer. But in the 7th round, if there's nobody on the board, the wide receiver position's dried up and Justin Herbert's sliding, then I'll take a quarterback at that point. So I don't with quarterback, I generally don't have like a set in strategy. The only set in strategy really I have at quarterback is that I'm avoiding the 3rd tier of quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Jalen Hurts sometimes. If I don't get one of those top 5 guys, I wait till Tom Brady, Ryan Tannehill, Matthew Stafford range.
Yep, I agree there. Click the next one.
Lasardo says 12-man PPR at 6 tonight as well. 6 tonight. Am I taking Devontae as well if he's there, or aim for a running back?
Devontae, unless one of those top 3 are taken in the PPR.
Yeah, I would go with Devontae Adams at 6. He's my 4th rated player in the PPR.
Yep. If I don't make the playoffs in that league, I'm retiring from fantasy.
Yeah, I probably would too.
I took Tyreek in 108 yesterday and 12-team PPR thoughts. Yeah, I currently have him as my 7th or 8th ranked overall player, so I'm fine with it.
For sure.
Logan Thomas, top 3 fit, no shot. No shot.
Yeah, I don't think there's a chance he finishes that high.
No. Click the next one.
Number 4 pick in a 14-man running back in Kamara or wide receiver in Adams. If you can get Kamara, I would take Kamara, but if not, Adams is a great consolation prize.
Yep, I agree with that. I like my start. Pulled off DK and Lockett with Russ. Let me see here. Where are you? Yeah, Lockett, DK, Russell Wilson. Yeah, you got a nice little triple stack there. Yeah, I like it. I picked up Logan yesterday. Psyched for a great year for him. Yeah, we're lower on him on the channel personally.
Yeah, I've come around a little bit with Curtis Samuel continuing to be out because Logan Thomas is going to have to fill that slot receiver role that he filled last year. But once Curtis Samuel is back, I see Logan Thomas's role dipping significantly.
Yep, I agree there. Wilson and Herbert aren't 6th, 7th round worry. I mean, that's probably where they're going to be worth taking, but I personally just kind of not taking that tier of quarterback. Personally,
I would say they're probably Wilson's definitely not 6th, 7th round worthy, but Herbert is definitely worthy of going in that range. I just personally am not. I don't find myself grabbing him very often because there's usually a lot of wide receivers in that range that I prefer.
Yeah. Oh, we got Bilal back. That's been a while. Yo, been a minute. Rate my team. I thought I auto picked. Rate my team 10-team league. Rodgers, Metcalf, Allen, Eckler, Barkley, Goddard, Lockett, Swift, more. Yeah, your team is really, really good.
Yeah,
your team is really, really good. Honestly, I choked and picked Terry McLaurin over Keenan Allen. I mean, like I have Allen higher, but like I don't.
I would call that a joke. I think that's a pretty significant joke.
I mean, half PPR, I don't hate. Like, it works. Full PPR, yeah, but like,
I love McLaurin this year, but it's going to be, for me, it's pretty hard to envision a world where Terry McLaurin has more than like 140, 150 targets, and I see a very, very distinct possibility that Keenan Allen could lead the NFL in targets.
Yep, I agree with that. Love McLaurin this year. Kenneth Gainwell, Stevenson, or Ty Williams. In order, I'd go. Probably.
I'd take.
Probably Gainwell.
Who's Ty Williams?
Tyson or whatever. The guy that's quote unquote filling in for what's his name.
Oh right, okay. I thought he meant Ty Johnson. I would take Ty Johnson over all these guys though.
Yeah, facts.
I'd probably say Ramondre Stevenson 1, Kenneth Gainwell, then Ty Williams.
Yeah, fair.
Would you drop Malcolm Brown for Paris Campbell with TY's injury? I don't really believe in Paris Campbell all that much, but I don't really believe in Malcolm Brown all that much either. So sure. I don't think that's
go for it.
Kind of a lateral move. Sure. Go ahead.
Yep. Would y'all rather draft Michael Carter in round 8 or 9 or just take Jai Johnson?
I'd rather get Carter in round 9 if I can.
Yeah.
But round 8's like, that's probably a little high on Carter. I would say round 9 I'm pretty comfortable with him there.
Yep, I agree there. MT was auto pick, by the way. Yeah, that's fine. Stay away. Yeah, facts. What the heck? The whole Colts offense getting hurt. Justin Jefferson thoughts, absolute stud, rookie record last year. Now, obviously, with Irv Smith potentially missing time, he could be off to like a top 3 overall wide receiver start. I honestly believe that's in the range of outcomes.
Yep.
Bush got another big 3. Oh yeah, in my league, he drafted CMC, AJ Brown, and then Patrick Mahomes in the first 3 rounds.
On the hero. One
yeah,
spot?
Yeah. He got the one spot in my home league, full PPR. So
yep, CMC staying healthy
chilling.
would definitely contribute to you winning the league for sure.
Too bad I started with a nice little 0 RB at the 10 slot. So
yeah, I'm getting a phone call. Give me 1 second.
Go for it. Hey, settle down there, Lasardo. We'll ask the audience what they think about the teams. Swift injury, should I be worried? No, you're fine. Again, all doctors that I've talked to, all doctors that I've made content have said that DeAndre Swift should be fine, ready to go. And it's a similar injury to what Dave Montgomery suffered last year. So I'm not too worried. My third pick, should I take Henry or Kamara? It's Alvin Kamara, and it's not close for me. Unless you're in a full standard, then it's actually close. But half PPR, full PPR, the answer is Alvin Kamara, AK41, anytime. Yep. So Bushy Boy's on the phone. So just keep loading some comments in and we'll chill. I text Angelo for the Kelsey. Yeah, facts. Imagine you're going to have to pay a lot for him. Would you trade Barkley for Zeke? I have Zeke higher. Bush has Barkley higher, so that's not going to help you. You're muted. Oh, yeah.
I think the secretiveness about Barkley makes me think that he's starting to be like healthy. I think we would hear if he wasn't healthy, if that makes any sense.
Facts. In one of my leagues last season, some dude managed to pull off several trades to get Adams, Henry, Kamara, and the league manager almost abused his power to stop the trades. Yeah, like that just sounds like a bunch of fucking imbalance, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna head off because I literally am coming away from like a very long weekend, and we got a big weekend ahead of us.
Yeah, I'm probably just finishing this draft, next couple picks, and then probably gonna head off. What do you think of my start 109? We'll go over in a second. Seen auction promo still going. I believe it ended yesterday. Now.
Yeah, it did end yesterday. We're going to talk to
Pick
our contact with our pristine auction guy, and then we will announce that as soon as possible, probably early next week or early this week, I suppose.
I agree. I got 2 picks left. 2. Is this a bad trade? Mike, Kyler Murray, and Calvin Ridley for Stafford, Cooper, and Mike Davis. I personally wouldn't give up Ridley and Murray, but if you need depth, I guess. But I still wouldn't. I like keeping my studs and working the wire for depth personally.
Yeah, I'm usually not one to downgrade like that. I usually am likely to go in the opposite direction.
Yep. And we actually got another $4.99 super chat. Appreciate that a ton from Zap Hayward. He says, rate it 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, plus a flex, 10 team standard starters. Dak, Henry, Harris, Cup, Ayuk, Cooper, Fant, Flex CH, bench, Sermon, ABD, both thoughts. Really strong RB core. Here, let me actually just quickly make a pick. Really strong RBs. I mean, Henry and Harris, absolutely phenomenal. Your wide receivers, I'm assuming you went with Cup, Ayuk, and Cooper in your next 3 picks. Probably got Dak
too.
Well, yeah, this team's an A. I mean, like that's phenomenal depth.
In a 10-team league, I still think it's pretty impressive that you were able to get Henry. You must have gotten a pretty good value on Ayuk, I'd imagine.
Yep, I agree there. Also, let me just take Justin Fields.
I would say that's like a 9 out of 10 for sure.
Yep, I was about to say that 9 out of 10, A minus, A team. I really like what you did there.
Yeah.
This is Patrick. Okay. What are your guys' thoughts on the Bengals receivers, especially T. Higgins? Absolutely love T. Higgins. Again, if you watch the wide receiver ranking show, he's currently a top 20 wide receiver for both of them. Actually, I think I have him at wide receiver 19. You have him at what, 20 or 21?
Let me check. I have him currently at I have him 20.
Yeah, so I have him 19, and yeah, I think he's ready to absolutely explode off of what he did last year. Which players do y'all think will start slow that we can target them and buy low trades? Honestly, like the Seahawks offense might be something I'm looking at. Like once they hit that first 5-6 games of the season. Like if we see the usage is there, but the matchups and potential overall efficiency isn't, there's something I'd be willing to take a chance on because they're so talented, like a DK Metcalf. But aside from that,
I think it's possible that the Pittsburgh Steelers wide receivers might start a little slow based on the new scheme change as well.
yeah, like Chase Claypool. Actually, I mean more so
I mean,
Deontay for me.
Juju's going to start be middle and end slow because he's bad, but
Yeah.
Deontay and Chase Claypool will probably start a little slow if I had to guess. And I mentioned Jamar Chase earlier too, and Javonte Williams. I think those are two guys that could definitely start a little slow.
Yep, I agree there.
Top 3 best defense. I'd be lying to you if I said I did any research on team defenses so far this offseason. So I might adjust my defense rankings and go from there. But off the top of my head, my Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be definitely one of the best defenses in fantasy because we're going to be winning a lot of games, which is going to lead to good game scripts for sacks and turnovers. And our defensive coordinator is the most aggressive in the NFL. So he's going to blitz like crazy, and that's going to lead to more of those sacks and turnovers too. I know they're going to be a great one. Denver's got a great defense. Baltimore is always a solid option. Pittsburgh's always a solid option. The Washington football team is going to be a great defense as well. So Colts usually a solid option too. San Francisco will be back healthy. They might be a sleeper defense too.
Tried to get an Elijah Moore helmet, but was getting outbid hard as fuck. Yes,
Facts.
That would have been a nice little pickup. Or should we go for a defense kicker? Last round.
Always last round. Doesn't matter if it's a 3 defense start league. It would still be the last 3 rounds.
Yeah, and honestly too, if you're drafting right now and you don't have to take them, don't take them. You know what you do with those 2 spots? You take 2 handcuff running backs. We saw what happened with J.K. Dobbins. We've seen what happened with Cam Akers. Roster 2 handcuff running backs. So that way, heck, if nothing happens, guess what? You have 2 players to drop. You pick up your kicker and defense. If any of those top-end running backs were supposed to go down, listen, you probably tripled your value on those handcuffs you got for free. So
right, yeah, if you have Chuba Hubbard at the end of your bench and Christian McCaffrey gets hurt training or something like that, then you just pick that up. If not, no harm, no foul. You pick up your defense Wednesday night before the Thursday night football.
Yep. Jonathan Taylor, 205. I feel this great value. Thoughts? Yeah, that's a good value on him.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good pick.
I have a league where I have Cook, Eckler, Gibson, Mont, 10. Yeah, you have a chance to win your league. That's ridiculously good. Oh my goodness. Even a 10 team, like what the heck is going on there? You got like 3 top 15, 16 players.
Yeah.
So phenomenal. Appreciate the feedback, guys. Anytime there's Zav. Traded Big Ben, Mike Davis, Leonard Fournette, 2022 late first and 2022 second for Tua and J.K. Dobbins. Thoughts? So basically, I just see this as basically a bunch of fodder. So we'll equate Mike Davis to maybe a late 2022 second. Fournette, probably similar. Big Ben, probably similar. So what, a first and we'll say 3 seconds here for
he bought J.K. Dobbins and Tua here.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so he gave up like a late first and 3 seconds for Dobbins.
I would say a late first is equivalent to Tua, and then you gave up fodder for Dobbins.
Yeah, like 3 seconds. Yeah, so I like that move there, taking the shot. Plus, I've been waiting for a live stream. I want to see if you can rank my team. Go ahead. Yeah, leave it in the comments. Problem with the Bucks though is that you have to reach.
Yeah, we're the grave diggers. We do work on defense.
Yeah. Quarterback, Kyler, running backs, Jones, Swift, wide receivers, Hill, Allen, tight end, Pitts, flex. I have T. Higgins, Davis. Yeah, your team is phenomenal.
Yeah, love that team. Love everything you did there. There's not one pick I would dislike there because you got a stud quarterback, a stud tight end. You got 2 of my top 6 receivers. You got 2 of my top 12 running backs. You have a flex option that's in my top 20 wide receivers. My RB 21. On your bench, my wide receiver like 37 and like my RB 24, and then like one of my best defenses.
Yeah, you smashed that. And same thing with Uvaraj, or I don't know how to pronounce it. Uvaraj. You got a phenomenal.
Sounding like me on the pronunciations right now.
Facts. Yeah, you got a good team though. DJ Chark starter dud. I really like Chark at his current value. He's going off the board like 8th round, and
and the injury he's dealing with is a very like it's whatever. It's a finger. Like it's not like a hamstring injury or anything like that. So I think he's kind of out of sight, out of mind for a lot of people right now. So if you could probably get him at a good value, 7th, 8th round in your draft. And if you play in any kind of deep league where you're starting like 3 wide receivers, 2 flexes, if you can get him as like one of your flex options as like a weekly boomer bust guy, I think he's a great guy to have in that kind of role.
Yep, absolutely. Got my draft in an hour. I have the 12th pick. I watched a video on the 9th to 12th. I see this video. You the 12th pick, did 2 running backs. What are your thoughts on the 12th pick? And honestly, with the 12th pick, again, this is the most fluid selection in my opinion. You can go with an elite wide receiver and a good upside pick of running back. By the way, the thing that I want to emphasize, if you are taking a running back in the first 2 rounds, and I just clicked it off the screen, if you're taking a running back in the first 2 rounds, you have to be sure that at their ceiling, you fully believe that they can hit that 20 plus point per game output.
Yeah,
So that's my
exactly.
advice. If you got 2 running backs that you feel like can do that, hey, I don't mind double dipping. If you're at the, for example, I'm at the 11-202 here. I really like Tyreek Hill, 7th overall player for me. And I think Travis Kelce, positional edge, 202
But
is a
you
good
could,
value.
I personally, what Danny did with go with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, I wouldn't have done that. I would have went with Najee Harris and I would have went with Antonio Gibson because, or Aaron Jones. Sorry, I would have went with Najee Harris, Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones obviously got picked, but sorry, Najee Harris, Antonio Gibson. That's what I would have went with because they would have been my 2 highest rated players. I believe both of those running backs have top, 5 upside, and I'm willing to take the shot on them. Oh, I have a
Oh,
random alarm
it's
going.
your timer going off now,
Yeah,
eh?
I literally set an alarm for 10 a.m. because we had to check out of the hotel for 11
10
and
p.m.
it just went off now. So clearly it went off at 10 p.m. instead of 10 a.m.
Nice. But yeah, I agree. Just stay fluid in that range of the draft, and I appreciate you watching the video on the strategy for that late round. Thoughts on Trey Sermon? Absolutely love him. 7th round value. Should get valuable touches in that San Francisco 49ers scheme. Although it's a committee, he's got the most valuable role, in my opinion. Red zone work. Might see some in between the 20s carries to Raheem Mostert, but Raheem Mostert, for the most part, has already shown in the past that he's the most susceptible to injuries. And he's already been injured this offseason. Again, I think it was his back that he's already been dealing with. So we'll see how he lasts. I wouldn't be shocked if this is a guy who plays 8 games or less this year. And Trey Sermon, as a rookie, 230 pounds, really develops into a full workhorse by the end of the season.
All right. So we're going to close out these questions. If you
Let's
have
get a few
any
more,
more,
yeah.
just ask them up quick because we're closing in over 2 hours right now. And I'm absolutely exhausted from this weekend.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, your team is phenomenal. They're Xuri, CMC, Carson, Eckler, DK. Like, what the heck is going on? That's nuts. Yeah, he did a good job. I'm going to count on 49ers running backs for fantasy. Yeah, but see, the problem with that is that as soon as we live on narrative, people will avoid players because of the uncertainty bias that we have. And I personally think that the Trey Sermon selection is not the typical San Francisco 49ers cycling between undrafted free agents. They clearly saw Sermon had a skill set that they like, and they want to use him in the capacity to be able to get the most out of him. Now, if Jeff Wilson was healthy, I would be a little bit more skeptical about his potential usage because I think the main allure of Sermon is that goal line usage. So with Wilson out, I think Trey Sermon is a very good pick. And if he didn't have that stigma around the 49ers, like, oh, committee, he'd probably be a 5th or 6th round pick.
yep. Yeah, I really do think that Trey Sermon could end up either being a huge value or look what we did. It's the Shanahan running backs again. Like, I really think he's a very boomer bust type guy.
Yeah, and at that point, 7th round, that's the type of running back I'm looking for because I can always make RB2 production. 10-team PPR, first pick, quarterback. Running back, McCaffrey, Harris. You got Harris to fall to you at the end of the 2nd round. Phenomenal.
Yep.
How did you what? How do you get McCaffrey, Harris, Jefferson, and Mixon? I hate the tight end. I hate Evan Ingram, but man, like that 4 stack of those players alone, McCaffrey, Harris, Jefferson, and Mixon, is well worth at least making this a B plus. The only thing I don't like about this team is the tight end.
Yeah. I'd imagine. I'm trying to think. I guess Mixon fell to like the 4th.
Yeah, that must have been what happened. What's Josh 17? Oh, Josh Allen. Doink. Yeah, you got a phenomenal team there, Kevin. I really like what you did there. Let's get through these last 3-10 too early to take James Robinson in a non PPR. So you're talking about standard. I think that's a fine selection. Again, you look for workhorse type backs in that scoring format, and James Robinson, even if he sees touches to Carlos Hyde, should be at least a 65-70% opportunity share guy.
Yep.
Trey Sermon will be the starter by week 6. We'll see. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's definitely possible he's the starter even before that.
I agree there. What are your thoughts on it? I think that's a fine selection, just straight value at that point. It depends who's available. Like if Adams falls, take him. Except for tomorrow, boys. Hope you all decide to stream it. Yeah, hopefully we can get that done.
Yeah, we probably will, honestly.
Yeah, let's be honest. I traded Logan Thomas for Gronk and Carson. Was that nice? Yeah, absolutely. What the heck? How'd you pull that off? But
yeah.
You guys make a video on Superflex 2 quarterback draft strategies. We could. I mean,
Yeah,
what do you
I
think
was
there,
thinking
Bush?
we do like a super flex mock draft. We literally were talking about this before we came on here. One of us will probably do a solo mock draft doing super flex, and we'll kind of talk through our entire super flex strategy in that kind of format. We don't play a lot of super flex leagues in terms of redraft, but we play a lot of super flex dynasty. So we're definitely comfortable giving the advice there.
Yep, absolutely. Do you think I could do something like Chris Carson and Gaskin for Jones? If you can, absolutely
I
snap
would
on that.
I would smash that trade. Give up 2 dead
Yep.
zone running backs for Aaron Jones. Absolutely, if you can.
Yep, I agree. Great team, boys. See you. Take it easy, Leo. Nice seeing you in here. Kenny, rate my team. You might want to leave the team in there so we can rate it for you, brother.
Yeah.
Can you pronounce my name? Yuvaraj. Yuvaraj.
Yuvaraj.
Yuvaraj or Yuvaraj. One of those two.
Absolutely no chance I did that correctly.
Yeah, facts. Thank you guys for all the help. Keep up the content. Appreciate that,
We will,
Kevin. Nice
sir.
seeing you back in the chat. So, yeah, Kenny, if you want to leave your team, if not, we're gonna head out of here, brother. Give him to what 205.
I'm probably gonna like literally hit my pillow right after this. I'm actually exhausted.
I was gonna go watch the fight. Oh,
Yeah,
I got Hill for Evans and
I
Montgomery.
don't need to watch these YouTubers fighting anymore.
What are your thoughts on this deal?
So I just saw Yuvaraj. Yuvaraj.
Yuvaraj.
I got Tyreek Hill for Mike Evans and Montgomery. I like Mike Evans and Montgomery over Tyreek Hill.
Same.
Those are 2 guys that I have inside my top 35 or so overall players. And as much as Tyreek Hill is like a superstar, and I love upgrading 2 pieces to a stud like that, I think you gave up 2 pretty studly pieces in their own right.
Facts. Quarterback Dak, running back. Yeah, that team is disgusting. Kenny, you did really good. YouTubers, LOL. Can you pronounce in a French accent? Yuvaraj. Yuvaraj.
Oh, there you go. You got it.
Yuvaraj. You know.
Yeah, you got the twang on the voice too.
Yuvaraj, you know.
Yeah.
See y'all tomorrow. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's definitely a good chance that Tyreek Hill like makes you look stupid a couple weeks this year, but I think Montgomery and Evans alone are like those are 2 like very, very good pieces that you got back.
Facts. All right, well, we'll head out of here then. We'll read this then. Oi, Yuvaraj.
That sounded more Australian than British.
Oh fucking no.
I can't even.
Yuvaraj.
Yeah, it's still you got a little bit Australian there.
Yuvaraj. I lived with an Australian chick on first year because we were on fucking Reds, so that makes sense.
True.
I don't fucking like. I don't even know the difference, bro. Like, what's the sound like? I'm fucking half fucking British.
I honestly, I'm so tired right now. My brain like can't even function and like picture what a British accent sounds like.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks, boys. Take it easy, Matt. Yeah, we'll head out of here then. There you go. Yeah, you'll absolutely love to see it
For sure.
Yeah,
all right, fellas. Appreciate you joining Danny for 2 hours, me for like an hour and a half. Tune in next week. We're coming firing on all cylinders. We're hoping this is our biggest week of growth yet. So appreciate the support, guys. Hope you guys have good luck in your drafts. If you were doing them this weekend, good luck. If you're doing them tomorrow, Tuesday, next weekend, whatever the case is. My name is my name. Is that what that is?
Imsan.
Oh,
I'm saying. I don't know.
Anyway, all right. Peace out.